We are live. What's happening? Crypto happy Monday. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. Good morning. Welcome back to Love Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here, whether you're tuning in right now, live, or watching in the future. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to consume the content. Today, I want it a little bit relaxed today, more than often. You know, like less of the reading articles and that. Not that I won't do it. But I want to talk about selling our data in the future. I want to talk about micropayments and microtransactions. Now, I'm struggling to find a David Schwartz video where he talks about the stores and that buying data off your morning Daniel, morning Ella, morning Butter95. Good to see you all. Hope you're well. I was going to play this 1 minute 50-second clip of David Schwartz about micropayments. Gareth, morning. Alan, morning. Because like we were saying the other day about the packets of information, and that your micropayments might not necessarily be like, if we're all paying like say 10 cents per second to Netflix, that might not actually go to Netflix 10 cents per second. It might actually get accumulated, and then ILP sends it as one big packet every hour. So although it's coming out of our wallets per second, it's actually accumulating into one big nice packet of value that's all going to the same place, because ILP and the transport avenues know where it's going. Can't get into the finish. No skip on a 4-minute advert. Are you joking? Why is that, boo? Why are you the only one who's seen that? I go on this straight away now. I bet I can skip it. Well, for crypto live.
Invest as little as £1.
5 seconds.
It's completely free. Only with Trading 212.
YouTube, stop putting 2 videos on. That's interesting. Yeah, got a 5-second ad. Where are you getting a 4-minute one from, boo? I don't even put unskippable ads on. That's the live's done that itself. It should always be a skippable ad. I'll look into the settings for that. But anyway, do you know what I'm trying to get at regarding to the packets and the micropayments, where everyone seems to think that all these per second payments are actually going to be going to the place per second. It might not necessarily work through that. Let's listen to David, and then we'll get on to how we're actually going to sell data on top of it.
But the main point that I want to make is that ILP is a micropayment technology. Over 1 billion ILP payments in 2018. And there's a reason that's important. You can do everything with a micropayment. Micropayments are kind of like packets. If you think about the way the internet works, it sends a packet to its destination with the best effort. ILP does the same thing. The smarts are at the endpoints, and the same thing is true with ILP. So if I want to send somebody $100, I can just sort of start streaming money at them, and when it gets to $100, I can stop. And that is better for a number of reasons. If you're going to make a payment in one shot, you need to get a quote. But do you get a free quote, or do you pay for the quote? If you get a free quote, it's going to be a terrible quote because you've got a free option. If you're going to pay for the quote, how many quotes do you pay for? Do you just pay for one and then take it? Do you pay for 5 quotes and only take one of them? When you stream micropayments, when you make payments by micropayments, you can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and those individual forwarders can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and you can take advantage of that best path. And if the path is really good, you can stream money faster. And if the path is really bad, you can stream money more slowly. And the net effect is that you can manage a payment as a series of micropayments. And I know that sounds kind of crazy to you guys today, but if we lived in the circuit switch days of telecom, packet switch, like sending a telephone call over packet switching would sound just as crazy, but it's just as innovative. If we can develop micropayments that are as cheap as a DNS request, micropayments can take over the world. We can put all of the world's payments on a modern payment platform that interoperates between both blockchain and non-blockchain value. Interledger payments plus digital assets could be that internet of value, that way to move value all around the world. Thank you.
He's unbelievable, isn't he, man? I'm pretty sure that's the chat where he says, like, you'll never know, you don't really know what currency you're going into. See how he's like, you can go into that button and that plate can go up into that, and you're talking about multi up there as like as hard as it is to follow and to keep track of when you don't really understand what he's getting on at. But if you bring it to the basics, talk about bi-directional messaging, multi-hop and tapping into ILP for micropayments, and the fact that it can and likely will change the world, regardless of which cryptocurrency gets there in the end. Payments are changing. Payments are going to change. See your signs of government bank. Remember a while ago them saying they want to work with Ripple. Eco African. Morning Johnny. Morning Jürgen Ches. You fearless society. XRP isn't needed currently in the RippleNet tech. That would be correct. You only need X current without XRP to speed up the SWIFT system. You talk about what they need to speed up the system. Don't need XRP. Talk about what they need to facilitate an internet of value and move into the future, transferring possibly 1.2 quadrillion every year. It's kind of needed, mate. Not needed right now. It's needed soon, bro. Marcus. Exactly, guys. Don't forget to smash that like. It helps the algorithm. Well said, Pablo. If you can stream money, does this mean it could be torrented? Well, no. Because this is what crypto does, doesn't it? This is what distributed ledger technology does. Make sure there is no copies. There is no bad actors. There is no double spending. This system ain't going to let you spend a tenner twice like Halifax will, bro. It's not going to happen. And then Halifax are going to let you spend a tenner that you ain't even got and then charge you for spending a tenner. They're going to let the phone company take some money out of your bank that you haven't got and then charge you because they let the company take the money. They charge you. They let them take it, bro. It's got to stop. Double spending's got to stop. Corruption's got to stop. The fraud's got to stop. The counterfeits, the torrents, it's all got to stop. But where does that bring privacy networks? Keep saying it. I keep saying it, man. Where does it bring privacy networks? Where does it bring the dark web as it is now? What happens to the dark web as it is now? We all know hitmen and all that shit use it, yeah? What happens to that? Do they just move to Monero? That's some serious fundamental questions for the regulators, that, guys. Yeah. Boo, try Brave Browser. You shouldn't see any of the ads, or you can choose if you want to watch the ads and you'll be rewarded for watching a 4-minute ad in like YouTube. Fuck YouTube. Go and get on Brave and get rewarded for watching the ad. Hopefully, like, soon we'll get on Theta TV soon and we can start doing some proper... yeah, it is a giant Gareth. It's the wakey bake. I've not found a cat. I'm supposed to go out and find a cat today. Can't find a stapler. I'm kind of like... that's why I'm on late. Should have been on an hour ago. Where have you got that from? Of course the price will go up. Where did you get that from, Jürgen Tres? Like I said, it's needed in the future. You can't have an internet of value without a bridge asset like XRP. It's needed in the future. Of course the value is going to go up. So all people cared about is the price. You've got problems because I really don't think it's going to move as fast as you thought. You can go back and watch me from 2018 and how fast I thought it was going to move then. It's not happening. It's not happening. Get you, like, seriously, pull your pants up and get some patience till 2023. But stolen coin's not a torrent. A torrent's a copy, mate. A torrent's you said torrent. You said torrent. Sorry, Buttard. But yeah, you said torrent, mate. That means illegal. That's an illegal copy. A torrent. The only way the only explanation and definition I know of a torrent is an illegal copy. You torrent a game, illegal copy. You torrent Adobe, illegal copy. You torrent a movie, illegal copy. It's not going to wash on all the regulated networks, and whoever introduces anything like that into a regulated DLT ledger, mate, you're just getting flagged as a bad actor straight away. Double spend more coins. Why would they give it away for free via torrent? I suppose the argument is null and valid. Then why? Who's giving it away via torrent? Again, where's this coming from, man? You're talking like there's a fucking copy of XRP on uTorrent, mate. Like, there's not. There isn't. Like, it's just like, I don't understand what you try to. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. It's and I know where you're kind of coming from, and it works for copies of intellect. But then again, you can't copy it on the blockchain. You can't copy the smart contract, mate, at the end of the day. So when it comes to it, you might be able to make one of them looking exactly like that. Nice axe. Might be able to make one of them, you, and have it as a copy. Be a torrented axe, wouldn't it? Be a copy, be a fake. Now, if it had not been made in the official warehouse of Fiscar's axes and had not been stamped officially onto the Fiscar ledger of an axe produced in the actual warehouse, the time, the date, the stamp, everything in their warehouse, you ain't replicating that in your back garden shed, bro. You're just not copying. You can do it today and maybe blag someone on eBay that you've got a fucking that it's a real one. Do you know what I mean? And we can go bed in New Road in fucking market in town. Go bed in New Road, mate, and get all them clothes that look real, torrents, copies. That's not happening, and we're getting onto it in a minute. The way it's not happening, Lumia, get paid for your data is not you now. We're merging two things together here now, so it's good that you've actually challenged that. But as I'm not trying to like attack your opinion or your idea, just saying like the perspective kind of needs tweaking a little bit, because let me get this story up that I actually wanted to talk about. This is what I was going to cover, and it goes directly into what you've just said. No, go away, David. We've watched you. Watched you, mate. Oh, what have I done here? Can't even find a link now, for fuck's sake. But Lumia, what I was talking about the other day, mate, with Lumia, you're not going to be able to copy clothes again once they can put data in Fabric, because you'll be able to scan it with your phone and find out if it's a legitimate piece or whether it's a copy. It's not that copies won't exist, but they're going to be a lot easier to tell the copy from the original and the real one. Where the hell's that flaming tab just gone? I had it open, it was a Forbes. It was talking about Lumia from back in there, mate. Need to find that David Schwartz one on selling data to shops. So we mentioned Humia. Who the fuck is Humia? We mentioned Lumia the other day about putting data into fabrics, putting legitimate data into fabrics. It's quite impressive. and they're working towards getting the project in the mainstream. We saw that on their video. We saw that pad, heat pad, pressure pad. It was lighting up. We watched it on the video the other day. It's pretty epic. Now, these high-tech clothes make you money by selling your data. Now, I wanted to talk through this, like the title says, get paid for your data. I wanted to talk, get paid for your data. But what you've just said, sorry, I forgot your name, Buttaz95, how they're going to stop copies and all that stuff. The same thing. So imagine, look the back of this. Just printed, yeah? Just printed, Nike, dry fit. Anyone could do that, couldn't they? Anyone could do that. But now imagine in that thread, in the fucking thread, or just in the t-shirt, printed on QR code, however they want to do it at first, a tiny little chip. You scan it, and it's like, boom, yeah, there's the smart contract. It's an official Nike top. It was made at this Nike warehouse. It was made in that day, that time, that year, and it was sold here, and this guy's had it 6 months. That's a t-shirt, mate. It's a t-shirt. Michael Otto. Emil. Nice, getting interest with Bitrue. So good, so good. This is what we need to do, what you need to be teaching your kids. With the T-fuel mining and stuff like that, might only be $5 to $10 a month, but it's $5 to $10 a month, even if it's $3 a month. Teach your kid to accumulate it. Gets 10 things like that, giving $3 a month. It's $30 a month. Gets 100 things doing it. It's $300 a month. And then the tokens that he's actually been accumulating per month actually start gaining value. The pot he's sat on's actually growing in value. He's actually pulling more in. He starts gaming on ILP. And your kid's rocking it by the time he's 18. Never goes uni, never needs a real job, you know, the real jobs. Not like anything that pays you is a job. It's a real job. You do something and get paid for it. That's fucking work, mate. Fucking real job. Why get a real job, fucking YouTuber. Fucking YouTuber. Why to go get a real job, Steve? Sup, Steve? So what would terrify you about data in clothes? Let's carry on with this article. We'll get back onto actually getting paid from the data, and then we'll have a little chat. Night Ghost, morning. Crypto MCO, morning. Lumia wants to give your clothes an invisible high-tech makeover. The Brooklyn-based startup has developed a material that, when connected to sensors, can emit light from your jacket, heat up your boots in the winter. The electronic layer is similar to nylon and can be sewn into garments as seamlessly as a care tag. So far, it has been used for prototypes for household brands, including Calvin Klein and the North Face. The electronic layering is essentially a drapable, creasable, stretchable circuit board. Wow. So the founder and chief technology officer explains of smart textile firm Lumia. Before starting Lumia, Maxi was a master seamless French tailor. We don't really care, we blah blah. They created it a year later and the blah blah and the construct. So what? Conductive ink connects circuits without the need for wiring. So have you seen them pens that have little bits of metal in it, that drawing on paper and it's lighting lights up and that one and making switches with it? Sounds a bit like that. Conductive ink connects circuits without the need for wiring. Until Max's development, most ink solutions were rigid, making it difficult to attach a circuit directly onto clothes. Although possible, it would make the fabric heavy and clunky. Max invented a material compound formula with the consistency of spandex, which became the basis for her electronic layering. By adding a resistive heater to the circuit, she was able to build a self-heating fabric connected to a slim tag-like battery to keep it charged for 2 years. 2 years! Wow. She rebranded and created Lumia in 2016 and hired longtime friend as a CEO. Person realised that electronic layering could be more than just react to the environment. It could be used to gather data. there probably isn't a better way to track your emotion than by using your clothes. Like, this is what we're saying. Like, you've got your phone counting your steps at your moment. Well, why aren't your trainers just counting your steps? Why aren't your footwear or your pants? Why aren't your clothes just counting your steps? Why is it your phone? It's interesting, isn't it? So this sort of data could be valuable to fashion companies, understanding how often customers wear and wash products, for example, could make it easier to predict future demand. Now, are you going to let Next or Nike and that know how often you wash your clothes? That is interesting. To share their data, users scan the tile with their phone and submit the information to storage. Brands will then be able to pay users for the data in Lumia's cryptocurrency tokens created on the Ethereum blockchain. Customers can then use these tokens to purchase goods through the Tile app. Lumia has its first successful token sale in May 2007. The Tile is currently in prototype stage with production expected in the summer. Meanwhile, Lumia is continuing to work with fashion brands to integrate smart material into their products. So we've got clothing there that's gonna gather data, and if we so choose to upload it, people are going to be able to pay us to get access to it. That's incredible and what the video is about, but it also provides a means to make sure them clothes are original, that the smart contract's legit, that it's actually a Nike top or it's actually a Louis Vuitton bag. It's crazy. Isn't there a company called Amspec about storing and changing assets securely? Not too sure, Tony. Electronic fabric is military tech for maps and documents, easy to fold, lightweight, and able to get info to one sheet. How to put it in clothes and fashions, digitization. Cool. The thing is, though, what you're talking about there for the maps and all that stuff, that's more e-paper. So there is a slight difference. And I'm telling you now, guys, e-paper has been there and been about since about 2008. I'm not going to lie. If we go, you can see how long ago this e-paper was, if we can get the picture of it up. I mean, let's bear in mind that now they've actually got devices that fold, don't they? And the chips are extremely small. But back in the day, it was like that. So they started making it like that, like piece of sheet. It's got chips all up the side, but it folded and it was bendable. Whereas now, look, so they had the bendable page that could display, but the chips and that making it display was a lot bigger and a lot thicker than the actual paper itself. Now you see the Samsung guy, don't you? Just got a little box in his hand and he's got the piece of paper coming out and it folds. Clearly the chip's got a lot smaller, very fast. So from electronic paper, like you're not wrong. Like there should be e-paper in the fabric showing up on that, but then is Lumia ever going to be able to do it with the light? Go look at the lighting system we looked at on the Lumia website. It's quite impressive. Oh mate, like use your clock. This is what I mean. Lumia, it looks a good one, and it's not going to be the only thing. What's extremely interesting in it to me is how I say, like, when I've said in the past, like, you could wake up in the morning in the future and upload to somewhere that you want a new pair of trainers on your personal ledger. You upload it to personal ledger. You've got some data that's for sale, basically. And JD Sports, like, what's he wanting? I believe he's added some data there. He's after some items, some clothes. And I'm like, well, he's after a Nike tracksuit, some Nike trainers, and a Louis Vuitton handbag for his missus. JD had to pay to get that information, but they can then go, right, well, we've got the tracksuit, we've got the trainers he wants, both on a deal, but we haven't got the bag. So then, it's like cookies. Is that not getting what you want? You're waking up in the morning, you're telling the world what you want, you're telling the marketplaces what you want through your phone. People are paying for that data, and you end up getting a deal on what you actually want. Like people moaning about cookies. Oh, these fucking cookies are listening. Well, actually, mate, you search wardrobes on Google. So the cookies think you want a wardrobe. So it's going to show you wardrobes for a few days. You wanted wardrobes. Is it not showing you what you wanted? Do you know what I mean? Like, granted, they get annoying and it's a little scary at times when you're talking and next thing an advert comes up and you think, fucking hell, do I actually search that, or was that the microphone that found that motherfucker? But again, it's something is it not something you're talking about? You're like, oh, I'd love a new car, new Ford Fiesta, and then Ford Fiesta deals start coming up on my phone. Is that not what I wanted? Did I not ask the universe and tell the universe I wanted fucking a new car and a deal on it and that, and then I got one? Got a word of the day, Steve. But has 95. Do you know what's going to be mad, mate? Is how many private keys we've actually flaming got in the head, mate. Like, there's that many different wallets and platforms that we're all signing up on, and it's save this secret key, save that restore phrase, save these words, don't lose these, bro. You're like, fucking hell, man. And it's just getting more and more. It needs to be, we need our governments to produce some sort of fucking digital ID through the driving license, passports, digital IDs that then allows some form of signing in to value accounts. Well, like data accounts don't really care, do they? You go on a data site, they're all like, yo, you got to sign in with Google, watch some content, sign in with Facebook, sign in with your email, sign in with this, just got to sign up. It's like you get an option. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what, instead of like signing up to every single platform and wallet, once internet of value comes in, like Zum has said and Veets thing, once you've give permissions to a trust line or a corridor, they've got it. You don't have to keep fucking doing it. That is the XRP equivalent for supply chain. I'd stand by that at the moment. Stand by that at the moment, mate. I'm at least in Asia and the Eastern world, it's blowing up, mate. It's blowing up, V-chain, innit? Ah, but the price is down yet. So I don't know how many Lumia there is. Don't know if they're on public open sale or not yet or out. I just know I'm interested in the project. Now, I didn't see that about Coinbase and them selling BTC data, but that's the kind of thing that shouldn't be happening. If Coinbase have been paid for data, why hasn't everyone else whose data that was actually about? So if you're on Coinbase and some of your data, some of your transactions got sold to the Fed, where's your piece of that pie? Where's your money? Seriously, they can't keep doing that. Not gonna keep getting away with that. Fucking pint of cappuccino, mate. And it'd be good if you could use some. Oh my days, Butters! What? What? What, mate? Whoa, right. Yeah, hang on a minute. Right, processing. Would it need to be a globe? If it's digital and it's fabric and it produces light and visual, would it need to be a globe? Or would it just need to be a hemisphere, like one hemisphere on a table that you could just move around and you can scroll it and you can zoom in and zoom out? Or like altimeters and some compasses and that is usually like a ball. You know what I mean? Like, interactive. That's out. Someone's made that. Someone's already made that. There's no way no one's made that. Yo, it's not. Ooh, they're not far. Yeah, so at the moment they've all got like the box below. So there's a box below it and there's a pen that you touch on the globe and instigating with each other. But how long till that box at the bottom's gone and you've got some sort of 3D interactive globe? Explore the world of the interactive globe. So there's no zoom in, zoom out or anything like that. But mate, that again, that is an idea of something that someone could push. If you just found the right people, mate, to put that idea together, get on Dragon's Den with that. Straight on that Dragon's Den with that. They were looking at making hospital sheets that automatically heat the patient to the right temperature, and the sheets can even relay information to the nurses. Dan. Oh my, do you know what? Like, I like to say like some. Do you know, like, I like to say, like, your bathroom will become your doctor eventually, you know, like scanning your skin while you're in the shower looking for moles that have grown, scanning your gums and your teeth as you're brushing your teeth, looking for gum disease, basically just looking and monitoring your, like, looking for cancer proteins in the toilet as you pee, you know, like, looking for disease and being your doctor, and if it spots anything, instantly emailing the actual doctor, who then pings you in for an appointment and pings it back to your phone, and your phone's like, yo, toilet's just found some cancer proteins, get to the doctor and get a shot, or you'll have cancer in 9 months. Go now. Like, now. Cancer, would that not get rid of cancer? Would you even need a cure for cancer if you can do that and stop it before anyone even gets cancer? We all know if you've got several hundred cancer cells floating around your body, it ain't going to do shit. It's when they start clumping together and grow into a tumour and you have billions of cells in one spot, starts fucking you up. Do you know what I mean? But we can get on it and kill them while they're just a few little cells. Then you take that to hospital rooms, digital nurses, to the point where the flaming bed sheets, mate, the mattress, the sheets, so the mattress weighing, you're telling me mattresses in the future are going to weigh you? You're not going to need scales in your house, just lie on your mattress and it's like, yeah, you're 13 stone, bro. Like, is that kind of data coming off it? Warming people up, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine the mountain climbing clothes of the future, how thin and slimline they're going to be able to be just because they'll warm you up when you're in the sun. 2 weeks charge, bro. 2 years, it said, actually. They charge for 2 years. 2 year charge. Climb Everest twice, mate. Laters, Ali. Oh, damn, that hospital bed sheets is an epic one. Google Glasses, augmented reality. That's where, I mean, the simplistic thing I say with that is the pets. People are going to have digital augmented reality pets. Like, we used to have the Tamagotchis in our pockets, and you've got the Pokemon Go and all that. Now we're going to have Charizards and God knows what following them about. And you're only going to see them if you're wearing Google Glasses or some contact lenses that allow augmented reality. And the rest of that comment here is exactly, you see what, as a cop, you see your legal info, as a doctor, you see your medical data, it's permission networks in it. So you're breaking down into private permission networks and, oh no, every blockchain should be fucking public. What is that? What, should it? Should it? It's an interesting one. It's like the whole police body cam thing now. Like, we know that can go on DLT. We know it can go on a distributed ledger. We know it can be broadcast live on a platform constantly, every officer on duty within the specific district. So they're all recording it, goes to that district's hub, and it's put into a cloud on a blockchain, and everyone who's got a node on that hub has got access to watch body cams. You go on the platform, you type in the officer's number, it says, yeah, he's on duty, right, I want to watch his cam, and you watch his body cam, and you make it so they can't be turned off. You make it so they've got solar pads. I'll put solar pads on the shoulders if it means that they could keep a bit of charge in a day. Granted, at night you're a bit fucked, but just give them charge. Make sure they've got enough charge to last the shift. Make sure they can't turn the camera off, and make sure anyone has got access to watch that officer while he's on duty. If you don't want that kind of big brother over your shoulder while you're a police officer, don't be a police officer, mate, because you're a servant. You're a servant, mate. Recognise that. Anyone who's a police officer watching this, no, I'm sorry, but you're a public servant. You're supposed to serve us, not smash our face in. Right? So, sort it out. Civil war's coming if they don't, I'm telling you. Is that a real word? Flocky knockacillipilation. I can't say that. Flocking ocean. Cinehili. Right. Cinehilification. Right. Filification. Hilifilification. Cinehilifilification. Philocinosinilification. Who the fuck can even say that, mate? I'm not even going to attempt to even figure out what that fucking means. Don't tell me it's opinion. Don't tell me that just means opinion or something stupid like that. We could have had a 3-syllable word there instead of that mess. There's opinion 4. Can't even see. I'm not even English, mate. I am, I promise. How are we supposed to be spelling this? Mate, they're listening. Are they listening or what? Is that supposed to come up when you just put FLOCC? Is that word supposed to? Does everyone else get that word? Is it the mics or the cookies? Is it the mics? Or is that just is that everyone gets that? Is that just coincidence? Or is that the mics? And tell me. I don't know anymore. The action of habit of estimating something as worthless. What? It's weird English, innit, mate? Why'd you get that off that? I think that's worthless. Oh, you're being a bit flocky clocky picking Philippilopoulos there, mate. Bloody hell. You're being a bit flocky sininocky there, Scotty. You don't think, man? It's not that worthless. Like, what the fuck's that word, mate? Changing the colour of clothes is epic. Digital sheets. Digital sheets. Germany have implemented digital ID from digitized form of login. They have, I believe, and South Korea doing it as well, I believe. China's clearly got digital IDs. We just don't really know what's going on in there. Have you two, what, you, have Ghost and Steve both picked that word randomly? Shut up. The Great Reset, baby. You know this, James. Ramirez, morning, mate. This tech, right? Camouflage implications. I mean, adding data to to fabric, and that's one thing. Paying us for our data, that's unbelievably, like, I don't think people ever, well, not ever, but like 5 to 10 years ago, not many people could have imagined that. Apple glasses, I'll give them a miss. Apple ain't doing shit with the glasses, mate. Apple are extremely behind everyone. I'll have a little look at them though for the laugh, for the buzz. These will be where Google glasses were about 5 years ago, and probably where the Microsoft HoloLens was in 1997. I'm only joking. But let me have a look. Apple glasses. Apple Glass and iPhone 12 rumours. Apple Glasses release date. What will Apple Glasses do? According to a Bloomberg report, the Apple AR glasses will bring information from your phone to your face. Specifically, the eyewear are expecting to synchronize with a wearer's iPhone to display things such as text, emails, maps, and games over the user's field of vision. If we got a picture of them, if we got a rendering of a concept, is that legit or are they fake? Is that a fake picture or is that a legit concept of possible Apple glasses, like normal glasses like that? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think they're gonna look a bit better than that myself, but. Right, let's have a little look at HoloLens. Morning, Sticky Bud. I don't really know, Sticky Bud. It's just in the super chat. It has a little dollar sign or something, and you just fucking whack the dollar sign, and I think it's either PayPal or your bank details or something. I actually don't know, to be honest, mate. Appreciate if you figure it out though. Solar panels that charge at night now as well. Obviously not as much as in the day, but they're using more the cosmic energies rather than the full-on photons. Are they even considered solar panels or just Is there? Do you know them tiny little nuclear fucking particles that actually travel through the fucking Earth and through us? We'll not catch them. They ain't not got energy in them. Do solar panels catch them? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that word coming up in the Google search was a bit it's foxynoxynillipification. Whoever came up with that word needs to slap me. There's just absolutely no need in it being that long. We have heard of the Neuralink butters, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Some people are going to be desperate for that. The Google folded that. Google glasses, Apple glasses are all going to come out. I'm just questioning who's going to be in the lead, because let me show you this shit. How many people seen HoloLens? Shout off in the comments if you haven't seen HoloLens. Microsoft HoloLens. These are the dumb ones, mate. The dumb ones. I don't care what anyone says. I'm a fan of Android and Sticky Bud. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you very much. So HoloLens, when they're on, call these daft, call them what you want, right? They've got cameras facing the walls. So there's a guy wearing a set, right? Looking pretty big on his head and all that. There's a guy with a set on. He's lifted it up, so he's got his normal glasses. He's lifted them out of the way. Right, so these are the HoloLenses that allow you to play with augmented reality in front of your face. Tony Stark style, mate. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. We've got to get the video up now for the people who've not seen it, because we're going to get a little trial up. I'm just going to show you how the guy places screens in his house so he can have workstations up when he's working and a floating TV in the other side, and then he can walk into the kitchen with a HoloLens on, put a floating TV on the wall or near the wall, walk out the kitchen, and anyone who walks in the kitchen with the augmented reality glasses on is going to see that TV floating. You can have football on one, have Coddy on in one room. If you're all earbuds up, you're only going to wear the TV that you want to wear. Smart housing is about to blow. So let's get this guy's demo up, because I actually think he demos the first one as well. It's not even a HoloLens 2 that he demos. It's just a HoloLens. And I'm looking for the shark. So if you want to find a video that I'm actually finding, right, I've searched like Microsoft HoloLens demo. And I zoomed down because I always remember the shark in the thumbnail. Now, I'm not saying that other videos on that list aren't going to be as good as this video. This is the video I've just described and I want to remember. Jack of all science. So I'm going to open this.
This is an absolute game changer. I've just been on the train for 3 hours and I could not take it off. It is...
Want to highlight, he is on a HoloLens 1. It is 3 years ago. So bear in mind that it's going to have got a little better. And HoloLens 2, no doubt, will be better. You're seeing them like lifting it up and that. It's a little bit adaptive.
So this is it. The Microsoft HoloLens. Attached it to my laptop and I'm going to move the camera behind me so you can see everything that I'm seeing when I try this on. It's got an adjustable strap at the back. I don't need the leads to run this, but this is pure. Any size I want to interact with the HoloLens onto my laptop so I can demonstrate to you how this works. Okay, let's get ready. So the first thing I want to show you is how I interact with the HoloLens from a business perspective. So here I'm going to open Excel, and this is directly connected to Office 365.
3 years ago, which is why I say, like, where's Apple, where's Samsung?
So here I can access all of my work documents, and I can make this pretty much any size I want to. And I can push it farther away or keep it nice and close. And I can then view all of my documents, files, photos, and access the web. So here you've got Microsoft Edge, and this is my blog. So I've got the scroll tools where I can scroll down and read anything that I want on a web browser. And then you've got these really cool aspects like holograms, which are just so clear and so surreal. Here I've got a Word document. Again, this is using the very clever HoloLens technology where it maps every object.
Like the holograms then, could in the future, are they going to be like little, like your chores list, so your kids' chores, you'd have a little Johnny hologram, and Johnny walks over to the hologram in the morning and opens it, and he's like, right, you've got to clean your bedroom, make your bed, wash the bathroom, and hoover the landing. And then your other kid's got like, right, you've got to make your bed, hoover the stairs, and wash the pots, and distributing chores and all that, you know, like just a little random way of using it. But this is what's coming. Let's play a little bit more, just so we can see and play with it a bit more.
And place holograms anywhere. Here you'll see a really cool satellite, and there's a man doing weights here. The drone is real, by the way. The man doing weights is not real. If I forget where things are, I've got this cool labeling system where I can label pretty much anything. So there I've got Cam. Here I've got a YouTube video open on a multiple Microsoft Edge browser. And if I click play, you should see my holiday snaps or holiday video.
Bang on the money, Pablo. That's where I'm going next.
I've got a 60-inch TV in this room, and this is probably about 100 inches. So you can see that you would have thought that at one point we won't need TVs and monitors anymore, because I can have as many monitors.
At one point, we won't need TVs and monitors anymore because I can have as many monitors as I want. What? Imagine what hackers could do with Google servers, bro. Imagine what hackers could do with the Bank of England servers. Imagine what hackers could do with the fucking Pentagon computers. Fuck my house. What do you want my house for, mate? Like, I always wonder about hackers. Oh, is hackers going to come for me crypto? Well, we're not going to go for a bit more sensitive information first, mate, than what the last time you took a piss. Do you know what I mean? It's but I'm with you. How are we going to be secured and all that? But the security exists for hackers. It's just we don't seem to get it. But this system has to be secure. This Internet of Value has to be secure. The future has to be secure.
So
but
as many TVs as I want, not taking up any space.
it does go this.
What I want to try and get across here is that how clear this is. It's so weird that it's right in front of me. It's almost hard to explain that it feels real. It feels like I'm actually looking at a monitor. I mean, it's just awesome. So I can click and get different shapes. I can click anywhere in the room and you can see. Now I'm actually looking at the video of how this looks on the screen and it doesn't do it justice because through the HoloLens.
I mean, that looks like it's scanning the room so it knows where the surface is to put the augmented reality and holograms. So your screen doesn't end up inside the couch. It would move up and over and around the couch or stick to the side of the couch. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is, but it's what it looked like. Let me just rewind it so you can see it again. Let's go back 20 seconds.
Every item in the room and lay over it. I mean, it's just awesome. So
it's laying over the surfaces.
Get different shapes.
In it.
Anywhere in the room.
Even pinged there.
And you can see. Now, I'm actually looking at the video of how this looks on the screen, and it doesn't do it justice because through the HoloLens, you don't get the black edges that you're seeing. It's perfectly accurate over all of the different parts of this lounge. It's just unbelievable. It's so trippy to look at. What an experience. Now, this one just blows my mind. You can zoom into a number of galaxies in our universe, and obviously I've got into our solar system. Now, again, when I click to look at more detail at our sun, it's probably the best visual I've ever seen of our sun, including the TV. And I'm hoping that this video will do it justice, and you can see the solar flares erupting or shooting out of the sides. Now, my favourite planet, like most people's, is Saturn. And I had this on yesterday on the train. And it's just so surreal having this 3D planet standing right in front of me. And again, the quality is just amazing.
Now, can people sit back and realise how close we are to operating offices like Tony Stark does? Like they do in Minority Report. Minority Report's got screen in front of him and he moves shit through the screen. The other one, am I right in that, or does it just come up in front of him? I think he has a screen, doesn't it? Either way, there's not going to be a screen. They'll just all have the contact lenses in and the glasses, and they'll just be throwing it back and forth to each other. And the holograms, I mean, there's only a couple of minutes left. I might as well just watch the full thing.
Now check out this 3D shark hologram.
But the shark's up next. Tuning live for the first time, appreciate Aiden. Sorry if I'm delayed in the comments. We're just watching this. I mean, I was originally talking about selling your data, but then we got onto a little bit of augmented reality because, again, imagine the high street. So imagine like Trafalgar Square and places like that at the moment where they're just full of billboards and are full of lights, but there's limited space. There's limited space with augmented reality. Space can then be shared depending on what you're plugged into, I suppose, or what you've told networks you want to see and what you don't want to see. I'm sick of Nike adverts. Don't want to see Nike. Boom. How deep's this actually gonna go? This shark hologram's pretty impressive.
I try to keep it in my field of view.
Oh, what am I doing?
But look at that.
There's your kid's pet. This is what I mean. That's your kid's pet. In the future,
amazing.
Kids going to have a digital pet following them around. They might have a shark, they might have a dragon.
Scary to have in my front room.
They might just have a dog and a cat that's digital following them around. It might be like Tamagotchi where they have to feed it or it'll die. Like, that could be an app that you create now with your kid. Again, DLT Con coming up with ideas that we can use in the future, that someone else is definitely going to jump on. And if you just have that idea, even talking about it, go on YouTube with your kids, talk about the pets your kid wants in the future. And then in the future, they'll have the attention, because all the other kids will be like, yo, that kid called these pets. He knew it was coming. Him and his dad were on YouTube years ago talking about this. Flipping up, been on an hour already. Nobody's Warwick. Good to see you here, mate. Wake and bake. Love for crypto, let's have it. Love the attitude, bruh. Targeted ads, Paul, exactly. So in a sense where we're not just seeing the augmented targeted ads as we walk down the street, but we've already dictated to our own devices and network which data we're willing to sell with the companies producing any adverts or anything. So not only will we be dictating what we see in augmented reality, we'll be dictating what they're allowed to see and purchase regarding our data. It's your video descriptions never last more than 5 minutes, saying Craig, it's because we've got such legitimately, there's like 40, 50, 60 of you come in at the moment, and we're also open-minded but also so interested in the tech as a whole. It's quite easy to veer off, but we can still bring it back to the title, like I'm saying, purchase and sell data from. It's going to be unbelievable how we've now got the power on platforms like Brave and browsers like Brave to dictate whether we see adverts or not, to dictate how clean the experience is regarding cookies and shit. It's only a matter of time till that evolves. HoloLens, baby. It's actually, let me get the Minority Report thing up, because I need to know if he had a screen. I feel like he didn't. Like he didn't have it was on telly the other day as well. Okay, now Google won't listen to that one. The Minority Report computer. Minority Report computer. Let's go in images. It seemed unbelievable at the time. When did the film come out? 2002 or something. Usually good with films. When was the release date of this bad boy? Let's put the release date for now. So yeah, he had the screens, and he was throwing images from screen to screen like Tony Stark does. Do you know what's weird though? It was unbelievable, and like we couldn't imagine it happening, that kind of thing. He needed to wear gloves for it, mate. He needed to wear gloves. That guy with his HoloLens didn't need gloves. He's just pinching with his finger and thumb. It's already gone beyond that, just because he's wearing. Take that screen away, take the gloves away, and just put the HoloLens on his head. Boom. Already better. Today. It's just the thing behind that tech that was predicting murders, obviously ain't about yet. But is it not all? People's like, oh, we're getting like Minority Report. No, we're going fucking past it, mate. We don't need the gloves. We don't need the screens. Where we're going, we don't need screens. You know what I mean? Doc Brown, fuck the roads. We don't need roads. We're getting drones. We don't need screens. We're getting augmented reality and virtual reality. Damn, we're not going to need controllers to play in VR because it's going to be the suit. Do you know what I mean? Minority Report, man. It's Tony Stark tackle. So you don't see Tony don't wear gloves, does he? I mean, even Peter Parker now, like the new ones. So he's got his augmented reality around his arm as he's making his web shooters and that, you know. We're there. They could be doing that on HoloLens. We're just not maskless. You know, like we know HoloLens on. Absolutely unbelievable. I want to see how much one is. Let's find out how much they are. Microsoft HoloLens 2. Oh, damn. $3,500. Microsoft HoloLens, a $3,500 mixed reality headset for the factory, not the living room. Designed to get work done. Don't tell me it's not for my living room, bruh. Just put it in some contacts and it will be.
Is way bigger than massive. Let's talk about why. By the way, I should just say now that if you...
Right. So the next one we want to get to, what came in the comments, augmented reality contacts. Contact lenses. So, Mojo Vision's augmented reality contact lens kick off a race to AI in your eye. AR in your eye, sorry. Someone mentioned Mojo, or was augmented reality contact lens is making its way towards production. New Atlas. 7 exciting developments in the world of augmented reality contacts. Augmented reality contact lens, it's the real deal. Or Mojo. The making of Mojo. So, if anyone in the comments, when it come up, augmented reality and that, it's gonna go to contact lenses in the end. They're making them now. They're doing bits. It's like the first Purge, innit? Where they get the contact lenses given them to record what they do and that. They're making a Mojo AR contact lenses that give your eyes superpowers using a display the size of a grain of sand. What? To project images into the retina. Wow. When I looked into the user interface of Mojo Vision's augmented reality contact lenses, I didn't see anything at first except the real world in front of me. Only when I peeked over towards the proprietor did the small yellow weather icon appear. When I examined it more closely, I could see the local temperature, the current weather, forecast information. These are going to be epic, guys. They're going to actually change the game. So yeah, if you've seen Black Mirror, what episodes of contact lenses one, Johnny, in Black Mirror? Because they can just legitimately get the fob out of the pocket in that and be like, yo, rewind me memories. I want to watch what happened last week. And they can choose to delete or keep memories and that. It's quite weird, that. Quite weird, that. $3K now, boo. Give it a few years though. HoloLens 3. Will there be a HoloLens 5? Is it gonna pay? Now, maybe a director or someone in a big studio or someone in a big office or something like that, it's gonna pay for them to have, or a warehouse, it's gonna pay them to have a big one if they're monitoring robots and stuff. It might pay for them to still have a big unit, but once it's down to contact, will it get to HoloLens 5 as a unit? Or are Microsoft just going to be like, yo, the chips are that small now, we've got them in contact? It's the camera, innit? I'll just put a camera in one. How would you get... Because the HoloLens has got cameras, it's got sensors, it's got all sorts on it. It's scanning the room, it's allowing depth perception, it's allowing all sorts. To get all that tech that's in them HoloLenses now in a contact lens... Oh, yeah, you're looking at a decade or two there, aren't you, surely? But I don't know, I mean, it's not me doing it, but... Doesn't mean we're not going to have contact lenses that legitimately allow us to see augmented reality, but multifunctional in the sense that they'll take pictures, take video, log stuff. It's... You know, I won't have much memory. Like we're saying the Black Mirror, they can record it and that. I think we're quite away about that. The entire history of you. I think you're right there, Johnny. Let's just The entire history of you. I like the guy, got Toby Cabell. He might have Dead Man's Shoes. So good, and no, we need to get people onto this. The entire history of you, Black Mirror, season 1, episode 3. So you can see their eyes are a bit funky when they're watching the memories. And when they're not, they just look normal. People just look normal, but when they're like watching a memory in the past, their eyes like glaze over because the screen's covered their eyes, I guess. Like that. It's interesting. It's clearly going there, innit? Like, and we're talking about like the Neuralink. So is that where the majority of the chips and the storage capacity and all that of the HoloLens, is that going to end up in the Neuralink chip and the like wirelessly talking to each other through Bluetooth or something through your head or through your actual neurons wired in? Will there ever come a time where it's just a bionic eye? Would you take a bionic eye? If it was proven people had one for a few years and people who were blind can now see, but can also see extremely better than us at night because they can tweak the bionic eye, you know, like just by a little thought or something, or a little few blinks, I don't know, but they can legitimately they could see in black and white at night if they wanted, and they'd see well better. Trust me, black and white at night is a lot better than colour vision. So if you could just switch to black and white at night, in the middle of nowhere, there's no light, you got bionic eyes, black and white, infrared, thermal, do you know what I mean? Like, changing your vision. Would you have them? If they were $3,000, if they were the same price as a HoloLens, would you not just change your eyes? Like, when you have you seen the TED Talk, Pablo, on the bionic limbs? Like the guy with a bionic, he's got bionic legs at the bottom of his legs, had a climbing accident or something, but he still went climbing with his bionic limbs, and he says they never get tired. He can walk as many flights of stairs as he wants, and he never gets tired. How long until a kid who's had meningitis and lost the limbs, or had an accident in the teenage years and lost the limbs, gets into the 20s or 30s, actually gets full bionic limbs fitted onto a nice secure little exosuit around his torso, and just boom, boom, just walking about legitimately, and they're like, oh shit. And not only is he walking about, he's beating anyone in an arm wrestle. He's got to, don't you need to go, what's the point in him going gym? He's bionic. Do you know what I mean? And the same for the blind people who used to be blind, but they've now got vision. People's going to be sat back thinking, yeah, he couldn't walk, scratch his ass, couldn't see or anything the other year, and now he's flaming Robocop. Do you know what I mean? Try to make it a little light-hearted, because it's devastating what happens for people and there's no help for them now. But imagine, like, legitimately, there's people out there with the kids who've had meningitis and have now got no limbs that could never imagine that day coming. Couldn't imagine the kid getting to adulthood and then finally being able to live life normally. Not that they don't do really fucking well at the moment. Like that guy who's on YouTube with no arms, no legs, you know what I mean? And no arms, no legs, no worries. Have you seen him? That is what I'm talking about. Now, he might not choose to get it. Might choose, I don't want bionic limbs, but you know where I'm coming from. How long till it's going to be where I want that vision. I want arms that strong. I want legs that don't get tired. It's, you'd have better than 20/20 vision, boo. Imagine the zooming in. Zoom in. You wouldn't need binoculars again with bionic eyes. You're not going to need binoculars again. You're just going to like do a little thought connected to your Neuralink, and you're just going to be able to zoom in with your own eyes like Superman would. Do you know what I mean? It's what I talk about, clothing making super soldiers. Let's talk about Bionics making super soldiers. It's next level, mate. Terminator Uprising ain't that scary when you're on yourself. You know what I mean? T-800 walks in the room and there's already 15 boys that are packing titanium arms. They're just going to grab him by the throat and snap his neck. It's like, fuck, bring a T-1000, dickhead. You ain't doing shit around here anymore, you. T800. Do you know what I mean? Like, legitimately will. Become one with the Borg. Resistance is futile, mate. Been telling us since the fucking 80s, haven't they? 60s. When was the Borg released? Was the Borg in original series? I'm ashamed of my Trekkie knowledge here that I'm slacking on the Borg. He is. Thought it was. The Q. We are the Q and the Borg in the future. How mad's that? Like, that's what I keep wanting to think about, man. Rise of the titanium penis. Stop it. Memory chip implants, Ted. Is that the same kind of implant that's going to be recording dreams and memories for you, so you can legitimately like never forget a memory and also remember your dreams? Hey, put it like that, but a little cleaner. Do you know what I mean? Exosuit, bionic people. A normal person looking at that is going to be like, fuck, I never want to be like that. I'd never want to be like that. But then what's like the RoboCop aspect? So imagine a soldier who's had half his face took off, his eye's gone, that eye's gone blind. Do you know what I mean? He's lost his arms, his legs. Do you know what I mean? And again, it'd be a lot cleaner these days and in the future. Good morning, Sue. Wearable tech, bro. Wearable tech's taking us there, innit? I honestly think the watch, the contacts, and some sort of fucking chip implant, maybe not won't even need the chip, but the watch, your contacts, your personal ledger at home, and your clothes, the Lumia data in your clothes. You won't need a phone. You're not going to need a phone. Kids are refusing, like, why do I need a phone? Why can't the watch screen just be a little bit bigger? Do you remember like when we used to watch small phones in the 90s, everything went smaller. And you never imagine like massive big screens, but now they're here. It's the same with watches. Maybe you wouldn't want to wear a big watch that's on your arm like that, so it's a big screen on your wrist, connected to your jacket or to whatever else you're wearing. Or even putting on your skin. That like time, the film people was talking about that film where the time's on their arm. Why not the screen on your thing? We can't imagine that now. But how do we know we're not going to get to 2040 and the kids are like, bruh, I just want to wear this shit. Get to 2030 and your kids are like, why have you got a phone? Why have I got a phone? Why have I got a wallet? We know that's coming. I don't need cards and all this shit anymore. Why have I even got a wallet? Why have I got a phone? Don't need one. Well, at the moment, it's like, well, because you want a decent 4K screen to watch Netflix on when you're on the train. You want a decent screen to be able to read your messages. You can't fucking type by thought or speech very well, or Manx can't anyway. If I talk, it don't type that well. But eventually, convenience always wins. When it's easy enough to walk down the street and just think, text boo, and it just comes up in WhatsApp, boo. And then you just start thinking or saying what you want it to text, and it just types it and sends it for you. It's convenience always wins. You don't even need to get the phone out of your pocket. If you have wireless earbuds, the contacts, and your watch on, someone rings you, you look at your watch, see who it is, boom, answer it. You don't need to get your phone out of your pocket. You don't need to get your phone out of your pocket. You can read text messages. So like there's Twitter notifications, Facebook, the steps, messages, email, Facebook, Twitter. So you don't really need to get your look theta messages. 2 messages off the theta network come into my phone. Like if I want to reply, I've got to show on phone. It says at the bottom, show it on the phone. Boom. In fact, I actually think I can just reply on my watch. Show on phone, block notifications, clear notifications. Yeah, to reply to that one, I have to show it on the phone. But certain things online, I think a text message I could just reply to through my watch. Like what, Herson? Herson, sorry. Soldiers who 100%, there's soldiers with no limbs and that. Like what? You have to send you the TED talk in a bit. After I'll send it you with a guy who's on. You want to see him. You want to see him. He created feet, like wedge feet for these new limbs, so we could keep climbing and that. Anyway, now, Craig, we did go off. We'll learn to concentrate more. Certainly would. Men think cassettes. Depends on the man, bro. Half as much as women. Get in, Steve. Get in. Let me get back on data. Let me get the future. There's actually a guy online there, December 2018, saying he already became his own data broker. How I became my own data broker and sold my digital soul in the process. This is why I'm saying we got to be careful how we do it. We want to follow how it's going to be done, and we need to get them personal ledgers set up ASAP, as far as I'm concerned. Within the next 3 to 5 years, you want your own personal ledger in your house, and the house to be your smart house, not Amazon Alexa, not this and that, not someone else's hub, just a server that you've put together yourself with your own small network on it it's got your value and your wallet's there, and it's nice and secure, and you know it's secure. So, February the 24th, 2020, would you sell your personal data for profit? The survey says, no. Interesting. The vast majority of people would never sell their personal data for profit, according to a new survey released on Monday. The survey, conducted by small consumer protection site Consumer Champion, revealed that 63% of respondents would not sell their data. Only 3% of respondents said they would. 9% said it would depend on the price. It depends on the price, bro. It's staying Amazon. How much do you want to know what camping gear I want? What you saying? How much you gonna give me? I'll tell you what camping gear I want and what fishing gear I want. Saying Amazon. I need an office chair. Oh shit. Know what I mean? Like the fucking, how are you gonna play that? Do they know what kind of data you'll be able to sell from what kind you probably don't really want to sell? No one's going to sell like the national insurance number and bank details and all that stuff, are you? And if you are, what you doing? Do you know what I mean? But seriously, why would you not sell, like, yo, JD Sports, throw me a quid, mate, and I'll tell you what trainers I want this summer. Like, legitimately, pay me £1 and I'll tell you what trainers I want. Foot Locker, do you want to know what trainers I want? Pay me £1. Obviously, if you've got billions of people doing that, I'm not going to pay £1, but, you know, even if you're getting 10p for a little bit of data, you're getting paid for your data. In the controversy over data privacy and data protection, advertisers are soon going to have to find new ways to target their intended audiences. New regulations in place, like the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and California's California Consumer Privacy Act, the CCPA, are intended to give internet users more information about what has happened to their data, and ideally opt out of such use if they wish to. So, The idea of customers actively selling their own data to advertisers for money is a relatively new proposal, even if it's one that might not gain much traction right now, if the survey is to be believed. What are people in the comments saying? Would you sell a little bit of data to a few corporations, or are you just going to keep giving it Facebook and Google for free? This is what I'm saying. It's, if a cookie means someone else gets paid off your data, why is that cookie not dropping you a bit of bread as well? Paying everyone else, but not you. And it was your original search and payment. Do you know what I mean? So, for instance, if you click an Amazon affiliate link and go and purchase the product on the Amazon affiliate link, the person whose link you clicked gets a bit of money for that sale. Amazon obviously make money for the sale. The person who sold it makes money. You just get your product you wanted, and everyone else behind the scenes is making. Now, you've also got a 24-hour cookie there, still active on Amazon, that will give that person whose link you clicked money for the next 24 hours for whatever you buy on Amazon. It will give him credit for it, just because he took you to Amazon, or they took you to Amazon that day. Could be a man, could be a woman, could be, you never know. But that cookie is working for everyone in the background except the person who originally caused the cookie to activate. He's got to, no, it should be saved. Give them a save. If someone's clicking an affiliate link, it should be cheaper than it is on actual Amazon. The affiliate and Amazon should be taking a little bit of a hit to make sure everyone, and then affiliate link would blow up. It'd blow up. Everyone would be doing it with each other. You'd be buying clothes off your mate's link. You'd be buying Amazon shit off your mate's link if that was the case. You'd be buying it off your mum's link. You'd be getting your mum to buy off your link, and we'd all buy off each other's link, and we'd all either save money or make money. But at the moment, everyone's doing stuff blindly, just blindly accepting cookies, not really managing them, just blindly giving data away, not receiving anything for it. Extremely interesting where it's going to go. Am I a hologram? Yeah, I'm sent from the future. So you probably could make your trainers look shit up through augmented reality, mate, but it'll take a while till the graphics till they look real, because it's tracking as well, innit? They've got to track your feet. If you try and track something through a video, it's quite hard. I don't think augmented reality is on this one yet, is it? No, it's not. Got it on my S10. Oh! No, I've got AR emojis. Video. Flip it. Oh, can I get the pen on here? No. So on the S10, I can draw in augmented reality on the S10, and it stays there. You can basically make a little roller coaster thing. It's pretty good. Yeah, within the universal hologram, an hologram. The universe is an hologram created by consciousness. It's interesting, innit? Like that. Get back to that internet. The survey asked only one question. It's worth noting. Would you sell your online data for profit? Bit vague, that, innit? Online data. Now, that isn't really an identity at the moment. It's more like your email address, your address if it's online, whatever you've currently got online in the public eye. Would you sell it for profit? Why has everyone not said yeah? Like, yo, do you know all that data? You know all that data you'd give out for free? Would you give it out for profit? No. What do you mean sell me data? What do you mean sell? I'm not selling me data. You've already given it away, bruh. So you've already given it away. We don't want to sell it. You already give it away. We don't want that. Jesus. What's going on? That, like, I don't know. How do you see that? Would you sell your online data for profit? What's online data? It's data that's already online in the public eye. It's already on. You've already given it away. So why would you not sell it? It's like at least a 50p. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just 50p zerps. Just to be able to say, got some. You know what I mean? Because there'll be a lot of people selling out then, mate. As long as people get off the fence willing to pay at 60p, you know which way it keeps going. We just need them people jumping off the fence that are thinking, shit, if I don't get in now below $1, I'm missing it forever. And then that 50 surge to 50p goes, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. Exactly, Steve. It's our data, it's our value. I can't believe 63%, was it? 63% said no. Unbelievable. They had a sample size of 2,000, which is not the most statistically representative number in the for the US, but it did sample from all regions of the country and all age groups over 18, according to data. Flipping out, what do you have, like one person of each age group? 2,000 people. 63% no, I'd never sell. 17% I'm not sure. 9% depends on how much they pay. 7% depends on the company. And 3%, yeah, I would. That's an interesting one, depends on the company. Like they know who Google's already selling the data to. Like they know who Tesco is already selling the data to through the club card and that. You know, like they already know all that. Don't they? It's like, people's like, they take a perspective, like they take an extremely defensive perspective and stance absolutely immediately sometimes. And it's like, they're asking you, would you release something for profit that you've already released for free? Would you continue doing it for free, or would you rather make a profit? It could have been put in. I think it's the question and the lack. I mean, that should be asked to in-depth question to 200,000 people to get a legitimate, decent bit of statistics. So here we go, yeah. The content manager for Customer Champion told Digital Trends that eventually would like to do surveys on a larger scale, but a limited budget right now prevents that. The site launched in September 2019 with things like the CCPA and Google cookies. We wanted to see what people would say. He told Digital Trends. He also said he was surprised by the result. Honestly, I thought they were going to say yeah, they would sell, but I guess people's data is very precious to them. Again, they're being phased on what's online data. Online data is already in the public eye. It's interesting that. The unspoken trade-off that many people don't think about is that we're already trading our personal data for the services that are essential to the internet. Companies like Facebook and Google give users their products for free in exchange for their personal information, which in turn is used for ad targeting to the tune of billions of dollars. The bigger question, a one-question survey won't reveal anything about the American customer attitudes. There are different kinds of data. If you're asking for my social security number, my credit card number, my age, I'm sensitive about those things. I wouldn't sell those. But less sensitive information and less essential information about where I've traveled, what kind of shoes I like, and what I'm willing to part with. 10 years ago, I used to get ads for hotels in Timbuktu and women's shoes. It was annoying. But now the top 5 ads are pretty well targeted. They know where I shop, where I travel, and I find it useful. Kind of my view in it is kind of like saying, well, look, I'm activating these cookies and they're giving me what I want. They're giving me what I want. It's made my shopping experience much better, and I think it serves a purpose. Some people might not be happy with selling a minimum of information that will make their job easier or get them deals. The question to ask is, who is sharing my data, why, under what terms, and how is that data being managed? There is no doubt that there is a rising consumer sentiment regarding the use of their data. We've evolved from these tools. It's cool, not knowing the questions to ask, but to knowing how to ask about their data, the course of buying a product. Barry said that in the wake of the GDPR and the CCPA, data buying relationships are likely to become fraught. The landscape is actually changing. I do believe people are willing to use data for the greater good, but giving it away and not knowing where it's going is not a wise decision. So basically, like I say, is there going to be a platform where you can put some data on it and create a smart contract around that data, so you know that that data is not being misused, so you know it's not being neglected or used for criminally, illegally, like being sold to someone it shouldn't be. Also, politicians' data. What should be extremely public in my eyes regarding politicians' expenses. Don't care what you buy in your own house for your own shopping, but what you're declaring under the state, Mr. Politician or Mrs. Politician, that needs declaring on an open public ledger. We all need to see what you're spending our money on. See what you're spending our money on. You've been playing about with our data now for 2.5, 3 decades. Want to see your data, mate. Want to see what you're spending your money on. And we want democracy through consensus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tesco, boo, is one of, if not the biggest data sharers in Europe. Oh, yeah. You've got a club card and you're swiping that club card, mate. They're telling everyone about your purchases. It's interesting how our data's become the new oil, hasn't it? Like they say, data's the new oil. Digital assets and crypto are the new currencies. It's unbelievable the way it's going. Like I say, that the very first digital revolution, the actual digital revolution, they'll look back on this and be like, yo, that's the point. That's the point where we truly went digital, where the world fundamentally changed. Exactly, now you're already tracked. Go on Google timeline, mate. Polling data, mail-in votes. Mail-in votes. I'm pretty sure, right, the American government have got enough computer techs to create an app in a week. An app in a week, mate. KYC people in 3 weeks. Maybe up to 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. Don't know. Get them to download the app. Download the app. KYC, you're going to hold up your social security number, an ID, a picture, your passport, your driver's license, whatever. It's going to picture ID, it's going to have your face there, you're going to get a picture took of it like that. This is for digital ID. Boom. It's going to go on, you're going to have a digital ID. The phones are biometric. You can prove that it was you who unlocked it, that you're the only one with access to that app. By it being thumb on the phone while your face is there, otherwise the app that you've activated through KYC won't open. You're then in a government app from your phone and from your thumb and your face as access, and two-way authentication in your Google Authenticator or whatever else you want, and then you vote. Done. Do you know what I mean? That app. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's a simple voting database. It's done that. We've done that. Consensus algorithm voting database, that can be built like that right now. Mail-in votes. Taking the piss. It's 2020, man. Mail-in votes. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah, the tracking data. What is this COVID app? Is this the NHS one? I won't be joining that app. I don't think I will anyway. I won't be joining that app, me. Exactly, John. Politicians show the spending. Again, I don't care what they buy for their own house and that, but for everything they declared from taxpayers' money, saying, oh, this was an expense because I'm a politician. Well, I want to see what your so-called expenses were, and I want to see how most of them are becoming millionaires on 30 to 75 grand a year. Like, you don't see doctors becoming millionaires, do you? You don't see like high class nurses. What's the highest band of nurse paid? About like and UK or something like 35, 40k or something. I bet it's not high, is it? Like, you don't see them becoming millionaires. Yet you see a politician on 50k a year becoming a millionaire. It's like, what's going on there? Nah, mate. Nah, it's not going to wash that. Not going to wash that. But it will wash. As long as everyone's scared. So say what you want about C19 and say what you want about the right salute in the current situation and shit, but the media will always instill that divide and that fear. So there's always a generation of people growing up that believe they need to be ruled the way they've always been ruled, or the way that it's been done for the last 400 or 500 years. It's not the case. It's not the case. We've now got the technology to go to a proper, actual democracy and move forward into a fairer future where everyone is held accountable and everyone is looked after and everyone gets justice in the end. You know what I mean? When the tech will get there, catch up with that as well in the end. You do all know my thoughts on the chips in the end. I don't think it's the next generation, as in the current 3, 4, 5-year-olds. I think it's their kids that are going to force people to wear chips. They're going to vote for everyone to get chips. The government's not going to force you to do it. They're going to wait till half the country votes for the rest of the country to get it. And it'll be your democracy. It'll be done. But it'll be the people that have been so fucking scared if it's ever done the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? The people that fear can't win. Fear can't win, basically. We just need to make sure fear doesn't win. Which is why we want to educate people to the truth. Like, it's not just fucking cross-border this and cross-border that, or invest in it and make a bit of money, hopefully get rich, but to actually help the world change. Like I said the other week, eventually when it all starts blowing up and people realise that it is bigger than they thought it is, or it's bigger than they've been told, it's not just criminal this and criminal that, they're going to come to YouTube asking questions, looking for help. And it's up to us who've been in the community for years, who've been in the space for years, staying up to date with it, to help them, to give them the information, to give them a hand, grab their hand and be like, yo, I'll show you where it's going, stick with me. It's just that some people are going to be too late. Some people are going to be too late. For the investment, you won't be too late to invest effort in an idea and build something, but to just put a shit little bit of money in and make a lot back over time, you're going to miss that by 2023, 2025, I believe. Yeah, like, it just... People hiding online is a weird one, innit? I ain't got an NHS app on my phone, bro. I ain't got an NHS app on my phone. And if I have, I aren't seeing it. It'll be getting deleted, mate. This ain't iPhone. How many people signed into your Google account, Erson? Do you share a Google account with anyone? Because it will track you both. Used to happen a little bit with me and Kurt when we was both signed into the Love for Crypto one. The thing is, we're living in a world now, right, where most people don't even trust internet security. Don't even trust McAfee and all that, like the internet security that they get. Is anyone ever going to feel secure on their own, being their own bank, or is everyone always just going to turn to the banks and custodial insurers? It's a weird one, innit? We'll talk about, like, being our own bank, getting control of our own data and that. On the back end of it, though, it is a little scary unless you know in your heart that it is 100% secure. And will that ever be the case? Will you ever be 100% sure it's secure? It's like... it's hard, innit? It's hard enough predicting price. It's a lot harder trying to predict where it's actually going to go. It's just more interesting trying to predict where it's going to actually go. The speculation in where this tech goes, where it can go, and try to let people know what consensus algorithms through a DLT-based system can actually mean for voting and democracy is absolutely massive. It's got to keep poking the fire. Yeah, didn't it? Right, so there's like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth okay, but 4G and 5G. Vodafone tracking us all and selling their info. Do you know, like what you just said there as well, Justin? Your phone knows where your car's parked. It's only going to be a couple of years and you're going to just be able to touch your watch and your car's going to come to you, mate. You're not even going to have a car key for it. You're not going to have a car key for it, mate. You probably put your phone to the door. You're not going to have a chip in your hand. You just put a phone to your door. Or as your phone walks to the car, the phone's going to unlock the car. The phone's going to be like, yo, he's coming. Fucking door open, mate. And as you're about a metre away from the car or a metre and a half away from the car walking towards it, the door's just going to go, zoom. So, bruh, where we going? It will drive. It'll come to you in the end. The car, never mind. Like, phone, tell the car to come here. It's coming, mate. It's coming. What's weird is, without the virus, take the virus away, and we knew this was coming, guys. We knew this was coming. We knew the economy was going to crash. I mean, we even speculated there'd be riots and that once it all started happening. Now, granted, the riots have come for a completely different reason. I don't want to go into conspiracy on that. I know there's people who think it was a targeted killing to create unrest and continue divide, and the media would fucking support that. But we've got to take it as what it looked like, and the man was murdered. So, either way, it's kicking off now. The economy's going. You've got people talking about recessions, depressions, and it's all either being blamed on a virus or violent protesting. Violent protesting. There's riots, and then there's peaceful protesting. Stop reporting the riots and report the peaceful protesting. It's doing my head in. It's all about dividing, Steve. It gets to me. It really, really does get to me. You can have that now with Tesla, exactly, Justin. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy, mate. Self-driving cars. It's going to come to you. It's a weird one, innit, with Google, because you can't use Google Maps without location services on. You can't use certain maps. And a lot of us have got extremely used to using the maps. Don't even think I own an A to Z anymore. Used to have them all. Used to have all the A to Zs. Remember being 18 years old, having to drive to Liverpool. When I finally I got there. I got there in the end and I'm like, right, yeah, petrol station. Go to the petrol station, you have to buy the A to Z. You know, only like 2002 here. You know what I mean? It's only like 18 years ago this, not that long ago. But I had to buy the A to Z, or there was no getting about Liverpool, mate. That place sucks you in the one-way system and spits you out in Birkenhead. You're like, how did I get across a river, bro? What just happened? Just sucked me in, chewed me up, and spat me out the arse end. It's like, what's going on? Have I been prepping? Little bit, yeah. I have for years, you know. I mean, even just lying here like this, now I've got random fucking knives and that, and the Gerber ones. These are out because I took my bag hike. I went on a little hike with my bag yesterday. You've got to get used to carrying your bag. Can't just prep to get off and then not be able to carry what you want to carry. You've got to train. So I went out the other day with just a little walk while Kurt was on a local lake fishing. But yeah, the knives and axes and that are out my bag at the moment, so I'm not walking the streets with them on me. I'll get fucking, I end up getting arrested. Like, they only come when it's necessary. But yeah, I do prep a little bit, mate. I've got a few bug out spots as well. Media is owned. This is what I'm saying, Pablo. You give everyone else access to your location as well. It's not just Google. Loads of other apps have got access to location services and shit. The GPS chip is, the GPS facilitator is in the actual phone for multiple apps to use. And again, is this not something we should be selling? So yo, Google won't being funny. I know your apps are free and all that, but if you're going to start using where I travel and gaining off that data, selling it, I want to make some money. I want to make some bread. Like, why not? Do you know what I mean? It's got, like, someone's making money off my information and my personality, my fucking traveling habits. Because it only takes Google to watch where I'm traveling, to know that I'm going to fishing lakes, and then sell that data to a load of fishing companies, and I start seeing fishing companies without even searching fishing bait. That's when it's not a cookie I asked for. That's when I want paying for that. You're not selling my data in the background like that without paying me for it. I'm not, nah. And when we need to stand together and fight this and make sure future politicians know it's what we fucking want, it's what we demand. Gotta wake the people up to it. Got to. Yeah, I don't watch any news really, unless it's online and it's a live video. If it says live online, I'll watch it live, because you can't, unless it gets turned off, and then I'll just forget everything I saw. If it's just turned off at a vital moment, I'm like, we'll get fucked there. And what? Nah, I don't even want to entertain what I watched up to there, because you cut it at a vital moment, and I needed it to carry on to get the full story. So, do you know what I mean? When it's edited, so you know, Anthony Joshua, mate, there was like a 90-minute talk in Watford of multiple people. It came to Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua has read a piece of paper of someone else's words. So he's like, right, yeah, these words here from a boy such and such a person, can't be here today, but I'm going to read them out. I'm going to read what he had to say. Everything off that piece of paper was that other man's words, just Anthony Joshua reading them. So if you see the Sky video of Anthony Joshua that's edited of his words, he's reading the paper, they're not his words at all, they're some other guys, right? And it's been twisted and edited online to look like it was Anthony Joshua saying it, which Anthony Joshua was saying it, but on behalf of someone else. It's been took as he was just saying it, and it's what he thought. Now, what happened after that was Anthony Joshua actually said what he wanted to say and got a councillor up and told the councillor he wants to reinvest in the local community in Watford. He wants an area, a bit of land where they can influx his money, and they'll get outside investment as well as him investing in the local community to provide housing, schooling and fucking care. And everyone's on Facebook ripping him down because of what this other guy had said. And Anthony Joshua had just read it out on his behalf. So yeah, the news, mate. You can't, sometimes even when it's online, you can't even believe it. It's got to be live at times. It's, unless it's where you can tell it's not been cropped. Like when I used to do videos in the morning for like 10 or 20 minutes long, I didn't crop them at all. It was just boom, boom, start to finish. That would have been me. Now, if you'd have seen a version of one of them videos online that was clipped and cropped to foot, you could have said, well, that's just been edited. Show me the original 20-minute long video and I'll listen to it all. I want the full story. Oh yeah, the tracking you. People used to think that the CIA and that would randomly come in your house and just swap your watch. Like, watching nobodies just because you talked about flaming flat earth and Area 51. Got a split. Latest, Johnny. Peace out, bro. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, it's interesting, Peter. Like, how they're gonna give and start paying back. You can't. I don't believe they can track people off just a phone number. That you need. I mean, yeah, granted, you probably just need the phone number to track that the IP address and all that shit of the phones. The IMEI number is what you're probably gonna want, mate, not the phone number. But I'd imagine if they just rang Vodafone or Free or whoever you're with and said, right, this number, what's his IMEI number? Probably get it, wouldn't they? Any specific YouTube channels I watch? Do you know what? At the moment, not really, you know. Watching it regarding what, Rick Group? Any, like, regarding crypto? Or just any in general? You should watch Spirit Sciences and the Nibiru Mover. That's one of the best crypto. It's one of the best crypto. It's not even crypto, mate. It's just spirituality and that in the universe. But the Nibiru Mover on Spirit Science, one of the best videos on YouTube. That a fake alien invasion. Bob Lazar called it. 9 ships. 9 ships, Steve. So if there's 9 or less ships, if there's 9 ships above 9 cities, but it's blag. It's a blag, bro. Because Bob Lazar 9 ships. They're going to do a blag alien invasion with 9 ships. It's if 15 or 20 come, start maybe shitting it. Start being like, well, hang on a minute. It's only supposed to be 9. Then we might bug out for a few weeks and see what happens, you know what I mean? I will be bugging out. That's why we're on Scotland. Want to see what Scotland's like. Scotland's usually the zombie apocalypse destination, but it could be the alien invasion destination as well. Why not? Oh, cheers, Steve. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Ramen noodles till it opens. The Great Reset is coming. The thing about, I think, is like if the system in itself, and this is the corrupt, right? The corruption, right? It's clear that in certain parts of the world, certain races and certain demographic of people are treated a certain way, and it needs to fucking stop. I don't care whether it's black off police in America, gays off the Saudi government. I don't care who it is, right? Whether it's your race or just the way you want to live, it's got to fucking stop. As long as you're not hurting someone else, you should be allowed to just go and get on with your life, right? They're fighting for that now at the moment, but it's not just that that's the corruption, is it? There's the paedophilia, there's the expenses, everyone's becoming a millionaire while the poor are getting poor. It's the corporations and the power they seem to be acquiring. There's a lot more corruption than police brutality. It's just police brutality is the corruption in the street that everyone sees nearly every other fucking day. So it's the one they're tackling first. Latest boo. YouTube saying you're watching too much. Tell them you're not. Cheeky bastards. Let me just fart this up. Yeah, because the 2-hour mark usually goes into deep talk, doesn't it? Alan, back. Or if you've been back for ages and I just didn't realise. Oh, it does. Right, I'm not going to lie and try and sugarcoat that person. Level playing field for all. You know, freedom for all. Oh, it does seem a bit far-fetched, mate, and highly unlikely. But so did travelling to Mars before 2030 not long ago under NASA. NASA was never taking you Mars, bro. They won't. They won't. You can sit there and hope and think that they was going to in the end, but they wasn't. They was never going to. most of us would have never passed the test required for NASA to take us to Mars. But come 2030, Elon Musk will take you. Elon Musk don't give a fuck. He'll take you to Mars, bro. He'll take you on an orbital holiday for the few orbits around the Earth and bring you back down on his rockets. Akon. So the Bank of England, JP Morgan and all that might not give a fuck about Africa and Africa getting electric and getting water and all that, but Akon does. And someone else does. And someone else does. And someone else does. So the people at the top of the pyramid, they might not want big change, mate. But if the people at the bottom of the pyramid, who are holding the people at the top up, they start fighting for change, in the long term, it's going to happen, mate. Or the pyramid falls down. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's not really a sauna today, cooker. Overcast, bro. Overcast. Sun. Overcast makes me wonder, why is it not just disperse? Why is the sun not just dispersing it? Like, change of pressure, sun. Clear it up, yo. It's not raining, it's not falling. It's just up there as vapor. Or blow it away or something. Interesting. When we think about the level playing field, this is why selling data, you're not going to get a lot of money for your data. But I don't believe that companies really pay a lot of data for where you've been on your map. It'll just be interesting to see how it evolves. It'll be interesting to see how new and emerging economies evolve and grow from the internet of value, from new financial capabilities they didn't previously have. It's coming, man. It's basically just a shed, but we call it a summer house because we chill in it. We don't store things in it. It's basically just to chill in. This one's for Africa, and way. This one's for Africa, You showing you that the other week, didn't I? Does anyone remember that house? How nice was that gaff look, man? Looks sweet, that, don't it? That looks legit, that, don't it? 3D printed, mate, by concrete machine. 3D printed by concrete, mate. 3D printed, mate. 3D printed, mate. 3D printing concrete houses, mate. So, what does that mean for African housing? Be more. That was a great little slogan. Get that back up. Be more 3D community. So let me pause it. The first 3D printed house in Africa by Be More 3D. And it's actually 2019, 8 months ago. Mate. they will be, well, what am saying? They will be building houses like that in Africa soon. No, Scott, it was last year, mate. It was last year. Get it right, dickhead. Do you know what I mean? Like, you even still want to say it like it's future tech. Like, I legitimately will be building houses like that in Africa. So that one's been built last year in Africa. 3D print your future house. It's coming. Affordable as well. Now let's affordable 3D houses, 3D printed. I have to go 3D printed houses or 3D printed homes. How much does a 3D printed house cost? Take a look at the most interesting examples, order to get an idea. Oh, so just not giving price. Example 1. Right, so example 1. So current prices on this thing. That's example 1 on this, and that it's going to be the prices of that little concrete house. You wanted it in Africa. So, to demonstrate the potential and capabilities of their mobile construction printer, ours built a 410 square foot house. The 3D printed house cost the company approximately $10,000 for a concrete home, right? New tech. It's gonna get cheaper in it. The foundation was $277, the walls were $1,600, the roof and floor was $2,400, the wiring was $242, the windows and doors were $3,500, the exterior finishing was $830, interior finishing, including suspended ceiling, included $1,100. So cheaper roof and floor, cheaper windows and doors, cheaper interior finishing, and what? That's 7,000. That's nearly $7,000 of the value. If you reduce that to 3 instead of 7, it's not costing 10, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's only costing $6,000. So there's also room. This little bad boy, what we've seen before. Wait. There's the famous one. $4,000. $4,000 that one. The prototype did cost $10,000, but the company claims it can bring that down to only $4,000. House as low as $4,000. So when Africans, or not just Africans, anyone, anywhere in an emerging or new economy or market that's only just started to accumulate value, is going to be able to save up to get a 3D printed house. Again, Peter, I think it's going off how big you actually build it. They built 10 in a day in 2014. Jesus. So to finish off the article, we present what's claimed to be the most advanced 3D printed building in the world. The entire process only took 17 days to print. Only described the rather cheap 3D printed houses, but this building was a little more expensive at around $140,000. $140,000. Picture the price of your house now at bricks or wood or whatever the fuck it's built out of. This building was $140,000. A Dubai's office building. Come on, bruh. So if you're planning on building a complex or a community in the future, you thought about containers and stuff like that, make no mistake, within the next 10 years, 3D printed houses could even be cheaper than just putting a steel container there and building a house out of them. Steel container houses can look really good as well, by the way. Don't sleep on them. So, as we mentioned above, it's hard to give an exact price of a 3D printed building in 2018, as the price depends on the structure's size and complexity. The simple answer would be that in this day and age, it's possible to 3D print a house for as low as $4,000. That price covers the structure of the house, base, walls, roof, and in some cases, wiring. Is this the 2030 poverty line? So does this 2030 poverty line where they meet the no poverty, no more poverty, does it mean at the very, very basic, whether even if you just can't afford water and electric at all times, it can be cut off, just like people in England get cut off at times and they've got to go and fill their put their electric card back in or whatever. And they go to a system like that, but digital, and the base level of poverty for everyone, even Manchester homeless, will be living in a 3D printed property like that, or owning a 3D property like that. And then if you can continue to generate revenue, you can continue to keep your lights on. Or will this furlong thing become a constant survival living wage where everyone just gets a base living wage to survive, you know, because it's a fundamental right of every person to be able to just survive, you know, access to fucking clean water and shit. Access to clean water should not, like, you get charged for catching rain and that, mate. Like, come on, you should not be charged or fined for catching rain. Everyone owns the water on the planet, not one person. Now, they can charge me for bringing clean water through the tap when I've cleaned it from shit. I don't mind that. Turning dirty water into clean water, some money was spent and some people did some work. So, yeah, put some value at that. But when it's falling as rain, mate, don't start saying you own the rain. Cheeky bastard. Yeah, Night-Go, it don't make sense when you put it like that. As we spoke though, Peter, the other week, or the other day or week, we spoke about the actual two kinds of communism. And I think that if we do end up in a communist society through DLT, it'll be a lot better than people think, especially Americans, because I know it's been ingrained in Americans for the hell of a lot of decades that communism's the worst thing. And a communist state, I agree, mate. But I want people to search this on their own and come up with their own interpretation of when I say democracy through consensus. Are we heading to this? Now, not this one exactly, but go on Wikipedia, communist state. Look up communist state, known as a Mars state. It's a state that is administered and governed by a single communist party. Yeah, so it's basically Russia or China. What we know is what we don't want. But then communist society is different. It's postulated to emerge from the technological advances in the productive forces representing the ultimate goal of political ideology of communism. A communist society is characterized by common ownership of the means of production with free access to the articles of consumption, and is classless and stateless, implying the end of the exploitation of labour. Again, just give it a little read yourself. I'm not trying to say it's good or bad. It sounds extremely fucking interesting, and it clearly showing two different sides of communism when I looked into it. So I will continue to say democracy through consensus, but I really do feel like that is actually leaning towards communist society, not communist state. Again, it's interesting. The official aim of socialism and progressing toward a communist society. Interesting. Like I say, I'm not saying one's right or wrong. I'm not saying one's good, one's bad. They're both bad, they're both good. I'm saying it's interesting. Go and have a read of it yourself. Exactly, Erson. I really do feel like it doesn't matter what the definition and meaning behind it is. A lot of Americans are gonna are going to be a little uneasy with any term with communism in it. You watch a Big Bang, it's actually not the Big Bang Theory, is it? It's Young Sheldon, where young Sheldon starts saying it and everyone's like, it's a fucking commie. Your son's a commie. Oh. But again, is that not just media influence and programmed by propaganda? Like I said, I used to think the same, and then I started actually looking into it. Not saying I found the answers, I'm saying it led me down an interesting road where I found two different types of communism, and one that led to socialism and open free-for-all world. You tell me, I want your opinions, is what I'm saying. There's what? Oh, no danger, Alan. No danger, Alan. But again, Peter, about the universal income. What do I need to search to get that up? So in 2017, CIBean.Scott, the AI curve and why universal basic income is the only solution. 2019, why the AI community needs to advocate for universal basic income. It's basically, it's not that it's pushing towards communist society. You can't take all the guys' jobs off them in Tesco and Greggs and McDonald's and replace them with robots and not give them either another job. So if they physically can't be retrained to program the algorithms that are gonna run McDonald's and be put in a different office where you're like, right, program the new robot that's gonna make the new burger and become programmers. The next main job is a programmer. If you can't provide them people with jobs in the future, just like there's no real typewriter jobs anymore, you had to repurpose, reskill themselves. And if you can't, you ended up on welfare. Welfare's not high enough. You do need a universal basic income, one that people can comfortably live and survive on. If there isn't a job that they can do, taxi drivers, once there's all self-driving cars and they can no longer physically illegal to drive someone else somewhere else. If they haven't got a self-driving car themselves that can go out and work for them, again, they need reskilling, a new job. It's extremely interesting. So 30th of May 2019. Changing my mind about AI, universal basic income, and the value of data. Alan Turing created the Turing test in 1950. Marvin Minsky wrote the first neural network in 1951, and the arguments about whether AI will destroy us or lead to technological utopia have been around ever since. In this piece, I'm talking about two particular bits of that rhetoric that have found an apparently unlikely partnership in the last 5 years. The impending obsolescence of human lock ties across the route, right? The allure of basic income. The economic AI apocalypse is worth more consideration than your average AI doomsday scenario. This version of the AI apocalypse refers to the simple fact that AI has already displaced many human workers and is projected to do so at an increasing rate. Technological unemployment is not a new problem, but the premise of economic AI apocalypse is at this time very different. The premise is that unlike the Industrial Revolution, this kind of automation can truly create a world where human labor of all kinds is no longer needed. What did that communist state say? Getting rid of the exploitation of human labor. It leans on it. This is all I'm saying. It's interesting how it's called communist state. Basic income is also an idea with many forms, but universal basic income refers to the idea that giving everyone an income sufficient to meet basic needs with zero conditions on that income. Now, people say, well, like, well, why would anyone go to work? Why would anyone go to work? Well, because some people are used to living off more than what that's going to be. And they're not going to want to live on what that's going to be. They're going to turn to some people and be like, well, you're just living on that. And there is going to be a little bit of animosity there and a bit of bigotry and whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, like I say, these people are going to have lost their jobs, lost their careers, lost their livelihood, lost the way they provide to a robot, because convenience always wins and society is demanding it. It's going to be extremely, extremely interesting the way this goes. Yeah, from the United States, it's been shoved down your throats that communism is bad, all communism, but I'm like, yeah, rather read into it. Because I'm telling you, Steve Doppel, if you're reading a communist society, it's similar, but it's society in charge. And like I say, we've not even had the technology to do that. We've tried doing it. We're supposed to be in charge of our country in the UK. We've got a Speaker of the House down south. We vote people in to do what we want, and yet we still have laws pushed on us. They still all end up millionaires. It's wrong. Wrong. Tony Blair should probably be in jail rather than be as valuable as he currently is. It's an absolute joke. We need traceability, transparency, security. We do. Exactly, Peter. But how do we go into this automated world without hurting the worker if we don't facilitate a life with a basic income upon them losing the job? What interests me is if people was to actually think about some of the changes you'd like to take place through DLT. So imagine some of the things in your countries and societies that you could vote for to change. Local council tax rates, anything, can be anything you want. Could be the way Virgin charge people, forcing Virgin onto coil. Should we force Virgin onto coil? But anything you actually want. Higher wages for nurses, higher wages for soldiers, lower wages for politicians, lower expenses for politicians. What kind of global consensus and state consensus or national consensus do you think people would get on certain subjects? How can the liberals take us into the world they want, like I say, when homosexuals are still treated the way they are in some countries? And is a global consensus going to do anything to change certain countries' behaviour? Have we, like, if you live in California and you wanted to vote for something in California, is it only California that gets to vote? But if it's for something regarding federal law and the whole of the US, is it everyone gets to vote? Something regarding Europe and the EU, UK no longer get to vote because we come out of it. It's a new world order. Would the world come to an agreement of a global president? When you third dude, puppy, look, flipping at me. Don't want to be too red-eyed on video, you know what I'm saying? I'll just be like, ah, yeah, let's talk about the fucking DMT. The more I have, the deeper I'll go. Yeah, you might have had 3, but my 2 might have been 4 for you. You never know what's in this bad boy, mate. Do the best dupes, mate. Do the best dupes. Nice PR. Well, it is, Tony, like what the job centres would give you. So the job centre at the moment will give you universal credit, £10 a day. £10 a day. Is that a decent living wage? Most people, so spendable money. If you got kids and rent and all that, they'll facilitate that for you. But on top of it, you'll only get a tenner a day. Is that enough to live? 300 quid a month. Like, depending on circumstances, it's legitimately between like 280 and £400 a month. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just how much? Like, what? Weird. Why can't we have the circular economy, like I say? Why can't we all just get £2,000 a month off the government, spend that £2,000 a month, and then the places where we spend it pay tax, give it back, and then we churn a bit more out and they give it us back, and it's just circular, circular, circular. We decide what happens with the corporations. And people like to say everything should be regulated from the top, but the people at the top have clearly been corrupt for a hell of a long time. So at the end of the day, it actually has to be collectively controlled by everyone. But again, who watches the Watchmen? Who's for that kind of thing? We're looking at a long time, but just for simple voting, should be coming out now. When's the digital IDs? And again, I mean UK. I know Germany and other people are doing them. At the moment, to sign in to HMRC, you use a third party to provide, to prove your identity. Now, they need to be doing it themselves. It needs to be their own site where and the people issuing the fucking passports. That was it. Digentity. So I'm signed up on that. That could be the beginning of my official UK digital ID, because I've actually used it to sign into the government website using them as verification for ID, where they should have their own app doing it. Digital identity, call for evidence, open with Drive. Oh, mate. DMT and the absolute. Don't believe in God. Oh, mate. There is no spoon. There is no God. You are God. Yeah, let's not get that deep yet. That's third dupe tackle. But yeah, have a little blast of DMT, mate. You'll go meet the entities. It's not like he says you actually meet a guy and shake hands with him physically. Your consciousness meets him. You communicate telepathically, like through feelings, thought and emotion. And when you come back, it's like you just know, but you don't know. It's like you knew everything, but then you get back and you know nothing. But you still feel the connection to everything, and you met. Yeah, I liken it to if like, I like to talk to a Christian about it actually, because I imagine it be feeling like you've met an angel. Because they probably question if they actually met God. They're like, oh, no, I'm not going to get to God. It was probably, but yeah, it was definitely something there. It might have been an angel. Do you know what I mean? And then if it was a dark trick, they'd say it was a demon. They'd say it was Lucifer. You know what I mean? But they'd never say they met God. I don't. Oh, well, I'm assuming. I shouldn't do really. I don't believe a devoted Christian who had a blast of DMT would say it was God. They'd think it was fucking Michael or something, Archangel. 100%. And just pins you down and sucks your soul out your body and takes you through the multiverse, and you're like, who the fuck am I? Where am I gone? What? Got trip reports on the other channel, man. I've got a trip report on a DMT, but I went through the multiverse with a red dragon. Wow. It was a fractal dragon as well. I was like, it was the first time I've ever seen true fractals like rolling in on themselves and just changing but staying the same. It's crazy. Like in the real world, the only way you can really see a fractal and understand it is if something looks like, say like if you had an icicle and it was fractal. What that basically means in the real world is if you zoomed into any little bit of the icicle, like one tiny little atom of the icicle would be the whole icicle again. And then if you kept zooming to a tiny bit of that one, it'd be the whole icicle again. And then you kept zooming and it'd just be the same thing. So it'd change initially, but then the same, change initially, the same, change initially, the same. On the other side, bruh, you're seeing it fourth dimensionally, not three dimensional. It is, yeah, it's incredible. It's good to explain in a box format from the difference in vision. If anyone wanted to know what it's like, yeah, see the DMT. That's like boom. I mean, it can last up to 20 minutes, but it is bam, bish, bash, bosh, gone. You can hardly remember anything that you experienced. Now, ayahuasca apparently is the same, but 4 to 8 hours, and you remember almost, you can retain almost all of it. Yeah, Tony, the guy I was working with got given $5,500 in a grant. And I'm sat there thinking, they gave me 4 ton. I got 400 quid. Like, you got $5,500, mate. I'm like, you know what it is, don't you? Use house me here. Exactly. It's a piss take. It's an absolute. So just because I'm at my mother's house, do I get fuck all, mate? Treating me like I'm 16 and she should still be providing. It's fucking wrong. Lucky she puts a roof over me head, mate. Like, at the moment, don't get me wrong, when I'm in work, I'm paying away and all that, and I help her clean and shit. But it's not the point. It's not the point, mate. Something needs to be done. It's weed smoke, Dave English. Hello, mate. Nah, yeah, we're chilling now. We've gone into the deep talk a little bit. Yeah, I'm self-employed, Peter, so they basically just kick you in the dick. It's basically, you're not out of work, you just can't find work, dickhead, fuck off. But, again, it'll be because he's got a mortgage and all that, and I fully understand that, but it's still not the point. Like, I could have done with a bit more than 400 fucking quid when he's getting like $5,500. Can't need all that for this, you know what I mean? It's just not right, man. It's, what is it now, actually? I think it's a bit of Stardog. Person, if you, do you know Dorian Yates? The old, did he win Mr. Olympia, Dorian? Or was he just a competitor? Because you ought to hear what he says about ayahuasca and politicians. Have you seen him on Joe Rogan? Oh, he's got a Graham Hancock one there.
or politics there and politicians. And I remember the very first time you were on the show, 6,500 and 3,000 years ago, and yet it has ramifications of what we do today. You are no stranger to the spirit world and the plant medicine world, and it's another fascinating part of who you are, that you would have this almost strangely parallel journey where you wrote nonfiction and fiction about the plant medicine experience. What did you mean by?
Let me just pause it. Watch some of that guy. If you ever see him online and get a chance. Can't remember his name. Master Shinheng Yi. I was watching him a bit on Qigong and how they do healing through Qi meditation. And basically, if you imagine the yogis through Qi meditation and opening the chakras, if you manage to open all your chakras and actually blast open your third eye chakra and your crown chakra, connecting to your crown chakra in the physical world will produce a natural DMT trip, mate. Don't sleep on Qigong if you're into spirituality. It's pretty cray. Joe, love for Crypto Rogan. Do you know what, right? I didn't used to think that about Joe Rogan, but it's possible, mate. It's possible. I actually went off of Dorian Yates on them, but I actually really want that clip of him.
I made some decent money from the sport, and I was able to kick back for a little bit. And I think question all the time what we're here, what we're doing, what's it all about, all this kind of stuff. So I realized that the nature of reality and whatever that's projected to us through religion, through education, through the media and everything, a lot of it's just bullshit. It's false, and the real reality is nothing like most people think, And so one of the things that on this journey that I did, I went to Brazil. Actually met my future wife over there, and we went on a trip down the Amazon in Brazil, and I had the opportunity there to try ayahuasca, which is a plant over there that they used in ceremonies, shamans in the Indian. But if you look in ancient cultures all around the world, every ancient culture has a plant that they used in ceremonies, and they used to communicate, if you like, with the spirit world. There's a world beyond what we can see and touch here. This is nothing. This is just a minute slice of reality, but this is the only thing we can see and hear, and this is the only thing that we're aware of here. But ancient cultures know there's a lot more, and there's a way to get there, and there's a way to transport yourself there. So every culture, whether it be mushrooms or ayahuasca, there's tons of plants that ancient cultures use in order to do this. And I tried ayahuasca in Brazil, and I gotta be honest, it was like something I would never do again. It made me as sick as you can. I mean, this stuff was just like drinking paint stripper. It was just to get it down was a chore, And I was, the guy that gave me was an Indian. He said, listen, man, he said, you're gonna throw up. He said, when I took it, I threw up, I shit myself and everything. So I just met my future wife, and I said, look, I'm gonna take this stuff now. And she said, oh, I'll look after you. I said, I'm gonna puke and shit myself, so if you still fancy me after this, it's gotta be on, So yeah, she looked after, babysat me. I slept laid out on a kind of a beach on the Amazon there, and took this stuff. But as far as like revelations and hearing things and seeing things, I didn't get too much. I was quite disappointed, to be honest. And then I looked more into this, and what I realized is all these plants, they're just all these plants contain the material that's the active material, and that's called DMT. Now, your body produces DMT. You've got a gland in your brain called the pineal gland. That releases DMT every night when you go to sleep. You go to dream, you transport it to a different world, basically. And apparently when you die, then your body releases massive amounts of this. So in the end, after a few years, quite recently, like last year, I was able to get pure DMT powder. and smoke that. And this just, I mean, this is just a direct route straight to the spirit world. And you know, it's not something that's easy to describe, the experience there. It's just, you got to kind of do it yourself.
What do you take away from those DMT experiences?
It's tremendous amount of information that you get in. And when you go there, you go to a place that's full of energy, and it's colors, it's numbers, it's geometric shapes. And what you realize is that everything is connected. The thing that I got is everything is one, and one is everything. Everything's connected, and we're all part of it, you know. We feel like individuals, but we're all part of the collective just experiencing itself. You know, your infinite consciousness experience itself through Brian. I am through Dorian, and so on and so on and so on. You know, so I realize we're all connected, and sometimes it's, you know, in this world, in this reality, it's hard for me to believe, because I see some people and I think, that how is he connected to me? Is this guy's prick, you know? He's a total douchebag. But it's just because he doesn't know, and he's so removed from what he is, you know. I guess that's what it is, and that's the biggest thing. And I was spoken to by, if you want, by God, but it wasn't. It was me as well, you know. It was like the higher me talking to me,
and that's what I meant when I said, you are God, I am God, we are God, everyone connected, the collective consciousness, the absolute, call it what you want, you feel it on DMT. There is a video you can find of Dorian Yates, like I say, the ex-Olympia, Mr. Olympia. I don't know whether he won it. Like I said at the beginning, he made a lot of money off sport and that, but gone down a completely different road. Now he's actually got a retreat in Costa Rica. So if you, I mean, legitimately, you can go and do it with him. So Dorian Yates retreat. We'll only have to search that. So Soltada and stuff like that, like the selling working with the Shadow, special retreat with Dorian Yates. You can go and pay. You can go and pay to go and do it with them. Do you know what I mean? It's access is the awakening started. Access is it's opening up. Later, Steve. Sorry I missed you, mate. That's probably a while ago you left, wasn't it? Who's Rogan? Joe Rogan. Think what you want about Joe Rogan and the way he does his podcasts and that, but can we agree that he has some epic guests on and they have some epic conversations, regardless of your opinion on him and his opinions and the way he does it? Yeah, London Real's crypto adverts a little naughty. Used to eat shrooms like a champ on Friday nights. Nom nom nom. You know, psilocybin's got the capacity and capability to rewire your neurons. So if you've got a habit you want to get rid of, you can chew enough psilocybin and actually get rid of the habit. Paul Stamets did it with stuttering. Got rid of his stutter. That's on Joe Rogan. So again, say what you want about Joe Rogan and his podcasting, but I found out some really, really good information on his podcast off countless people. And again, you can question it. There's people on there believing in flat earth and that, so take it all with a pinch of salt and do your own research. But fuck London Real, it's that's your opinion, mate. But do you know what that did highlight? Is how long he's actually done his podcast for and how long he's actually come for doing stuff like this. Like I keep saying, try and monetize yourself, your hobbies. He clearly enjoys doing it. He's done it for like 10 years now. 9 or 10 years, and he's blew up. Regardless what you think about him. Are we on? Ooh, it's midday. Do I say it's bang on midday? Do I say morning or afternoon? Good morning, afternoon, Pat. Raymond, welcomes. I'll probably be dying it off in a minute. Next 20 minutes, we get to 3 hours. Got to go and put some posters up for the cat. Get more people looking out for him. See, shrooms, it's because shrooms, Shrooms can take you there. That's what I mean. Shrooms can go extremely deep and actually change the way your brain's wired. LSD, in my opinion, there's no actual physical proof, but there's evidence to back it up. They just stopped the testing in the theory, testing the theory in the 50s and that. But if they'd have carried on, I think they're actually doing it behind the scenes now. But I believe LSD is just another lens. So we can have a camera here facing that way. That's a black and white camera. Change the lens a little bit and modify the camera on it seen in colour. Then we can do the same again, change the lens, modify the camera, it's seen in thermal imagery. And we do the same again, we get an infrared image. We do the same again, we get an ultraviolet image. We do the same again, and we can see in loads of different light spectrums. I believe LSD is just legitimately doing that, just changing your brain a little bit and putting another lens on your eye so you can see stuff that you otherwise wouldn't see. And when you're seeing like heat waves on LSD, I've never had LSD for the record, never done it, so I don't know, I'm going off what other people have said, but when they can see, like they say, they see the wind and they see stuff moving, you could be seeing the microverse. Later Herson is evil ignorance. Little bit probably, yeah. And letting rage and darkness take control, bro, instead of using it for positive. You let the negative emotion influence you negatively instead of taking that negative energy, recycling it and using it in a positive way, like getting angry in a fight and smashing someone's face in because you got anger. Like, anger's not good, but it can be used in a fight. LSD, like, they microdose it, don't they? I believe they microdose LSD and other molecules in Silicon Valley and that, and on Wall Street when they're watching all the screens, they're hyper aware. Do you know what I mean? We'll be too soon. Take care, mate. Health and happiness, you and yours. Love you all, every single one of you. Try a really small dose of LSD, you won't trip, but your productivity goes through the roof. This is the Limitless film, innit? So when I say that, like, most of it's hidden in sci-fi or fantasy, but it's right in front of your faces, in it. Like, real parts of reality are rubbed right in your face in sci-fi and fantasy. Now, we can see that in Limitless from the increase in productivity, where they just blow it out of proportion like they always do to make it unbelievable. So, oh, it's got 100% of his brain, it could do this, that, and that. But you bring it down to microdosing LSD and other molecules, it's the same. Just like Avatar with a mycelium network and their goddess that they speak to and that, it's no different than your mycelium on Earth that your DMT and psilocybin comes from anyway. So all your your magic mushrooms and everything else comes from the mycelia. Exactly the same as Avatar, the movie. And then he's a human going into an alien avatar with consciousness coming into a human avatar. It's the same, just exaggerated. Yeah, the music's slow motion. It's weird, isn't it? So it could even change the lens of time, Alan. Do you know what I mean? Changing your lens, tweaking your perception. The way you perceive time was changed. It's interesting, LSD. Interesting, Dave. Microdosing. All the smashes, man. It's fucking hell, eh? There's always on a slide. DMT is similar, Alan. Like it's almost unexplainable. Like the feeling that you get, like Dorian Yates. You just see him try to explain it, then you almost can't.
So what's up? I'm here with Dorian Yates. We're in Hampstead Heath. About to
Yeah,
jump in the
thanks for
pond.
having me in Hampstead Heath, man. We're jumping in that pond. I've been watching you on social media. Jumping in
Again,
that pool,
forget
watching
London
the
Real.
pool and give this a go, man. And
Watching him.
Also, we're talking about Soltara.
Yeah.
Next camp at Soltara is November 17th. So if you're feeling the call, you want to try the medicine, the ayahuasca, the great Beautiful place, very safe, great staff and everything. Then go check it out, soltara.co, and I'll be there myself on November 17th to hang out with you and do this experience together.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. I went there last year in Costa Rica. The medicine's incredible, the setup, and then the integration of the staff. I mean, it's
I'm trying to persuade Brian to come along.
He's trying to get me to go too, so we'll see. But it's an amazing group. It's an amazing place. Dorian
Terence McKenna, Dennis McKenna, sorry, got him to go, didn't I?
The place is left. And,
Yeah, London Real's been, in the end, he's done one with Dennis McKenna. Again, think what you want about the guy actually doing the podcast, but the people they're speaking to at times are legitimate, genuine people, and they've got good, interesting things to say. I had it twice alone, me Alan, DMT. First time was incredible, second time was terrifying. Like I said, if it was a Christian, so if I put it in a proper Christian perspective, the first time felt like meeting fucking God and finding out I'm just an angel. I'm just a piece of him ripped off. I'm a part of the collective consciousness. I'm no different than Michael and Gabriel and everyone else. That was the first experience. The second one, I met some demonic, like it felt a little bit dark. Like, yeah. But that was my negative emotions. I was in the wrong mindset when I went in. You've got to go in positive. Set and setting is everything. Set and setting is mindset and the setting you're in. So you've got to be in a calm, comfortable setting and a calm, positive mindset and actively know what you want to get out of the experience. You need like universal questions that you want asking. Like, even if you want to connect to someone who's died, you want to know what happens after death, you want to know if there's a multiverse, like I did the first time, and got pulled right fucking through one. They say you get the article you need, the article, I just read that, you get you get the experience you need, not necessarily the experience you want. Send me an article, Oscar, just through Twitter DM or Facebook inbox is probably the best way to be. Yeah, Twitter inbox or Facebook Messenger. Find me on Facebook, add me, piece of piss to send me messages then. Yeah, Alan, the first time I like meditated for an hour before I went in, and that I had this root chakra and chakra opening music on as I was meditating a bit before I went in. And I didn't record it or anything. The second time, I didn't really have the music on. It was silent, and I was recording it. And having a camera there and that fucked it up. I pulled out because I was just like, nah, I'm not having this. And then when I got out, I'm just like all disoriented. You're not you anymore. You like. Takes a few minutes to come back round, and both times I've kind of needed human contact. And the second time I couldn't even unlock my phone. So I had this phone in my hand, and when I unlock it, because it's not got the thumb on it, or it's not got the thumb activated, I've got to do the pin. Couldn't remember my pin when I come out. And I couldn't really see the phone properly, because you can still see like little bit fourth dimensional there. So I'm like looking at the phone on a video, feeling for where the battery thing is to make sure they had it the right way around. Then I'm trying to make sure the camera's on the back, and I just can't get it open. Can't unlock the fucking phone. And all I wanted to do is unlock it to like message someone or ring someone on WhatsApp just to get a bit of human contact. And I'm stuttering in the thing. I'm like, I need human contact, tap tap on the video. And in the end, I'm like, I need to turn this camera off so I can fucking bell Kurt. It was it's good to do alone, but bear in mind when you come back, you do think like I personally needed human contact with someone, even if it was just talking to them. But then on the walk round to Kurt's, I smashed my phone, dropped my phone on a thing, smashed that. Saw the atoms moving in ways I'd never seen before. This was like I feel similar to what it would feel like on LSD, where everything was moving, but it wasn't moving. And I could like see microverses, I could see fucking what some would call machine elves and all that, as the atoms are spinning round, like agents of the Matrix holding it all together. Mate, 14th disciple, we all are, mate. We all are. Boo Boo, Rayman, November. Yes, Carl. November, mate. Boo was saying it's apparently it's always November or around that time. So yeah, expect the SDR review towards the back end of the year. Definitely, Alan, with someone who's had it before who can like coach you through it a little bit like a shaman would. Once you've had it, you're basically a shaman in training. And the more you have it, the more experience you'll gain. Not much, mate. It's happening. I'm winding it down, to be honest. Been on nearly 3 hours. Got to go and look for me cat and put some posters up. I want to see how much that retreat is. I think it's about I've looked before, I just can't really remember. Yeah, I was going to say I think it's about $3,000. It's 3.3 thousand to 4.9, depending on what you want to stay in, from a dorm-style shared suite that's gender neutral with full-size bunk beds, or a private single suite with a king bed at nearly $5,000. But there's pricing to go and do it with Dorian. It's what he was talking about, Soltara, in the second video. You're saying we're just talking about Soltara. He's probably at the retreat, working with the Shadow special retreat with Dorian Yates. That was 2018. There will be some, no doubt, in next year when lockdowns ended and that, and everyone can travel freely. But where's this all come from? Is this the Great Awakening? People actually finding out about DMT and stuff. We've all seen the CIA document that shared about them knowing that consciousness can leave the body and shit. It's pretty crazy. Edge node, 110 T field in 3.5 days. Or whether it's right or wrong, mate, but it's decent. Just like, especially if you've got this thing, what I keep saying, especially if you've got kids, if you've set up that edge node and it's pumping money through, even if it only ends up like $3 a month, just show your kid that it's gathering value. Say, look, we've got this crypto stuff, we've got it running on the computer. It's an edge node that's helping people stream online. You know, the gamers that stream, was helping them do it on this platform called Theta TV. And as we help them stream, we're making money monthly. If we can set up more things like this, we'll make more money. And start teaching your kids that you can make money just for participating in networks. It's pretty impressive, really. Asset swap, baby. You know this, Raymond. But if someone's asked where to cash out, Uphold. Just throw XRP to Uphold, swap it into your local currency and throw it to your banks. For the guys in the UK, it's there in about 15 seconds. Once you've sent the pounds out of Uphold to your bank, it's done like that, mate. Like rapid. Don't seem to, yeah. Uphold, really, really good. Anyway, it's time for me to get on with my day. I need to go and post, put up some posters of the cat. Hopefully it turns up in someone's garden soon and that, but have a little look up at the initial talk, guys, selling your data and that. Look it up. Seriously, like, just stay on top of it, because I feel the more we just keep agreeing to cookies at the moment, the more power they're kind of keeping, aren't they? We need to watch when the turning point finally comes, where it's like, look, companies are going to pay for your data now, and you've been waiting for it all along, and you're actually ready for it, and you understand how it's going to work, and we'll try and keep you connected, try and keep you updated. Spiritually connect to the cat, picture it, call it home. Oh, we've been doing that, Pablo. We've been sitting in the field and that, getting into Zen mode, but leaving food out and stuff. We'll see what happens. It'll show up eventually, hopefully. I just don't want it to show up injured or dead, mate. You know, that's like the fear. It's, don't forget to hit those likes. You know the dance, Carl. Get in there, lad. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. I'll see you all again. No doubt. Should be earlier tomorrow morning. I had a little catastrophe this morning. I couldn't find a staple. Going to probably put it down somewhere myself, but we'll continue looking. You know the dance. Invest in yourselves, guys. T-Fuel, great stuff. Show your kids. Streaming the other day. What's the love for gaming stream? We'll be doing more of that soon. If you want to teach your kids how to get ready to start accumulating value on games. You know the dance. Invest in yourself. Invest in IOV. I'm forever chasing pussy around. Only you, Carl. Only you, mate. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours, lad. And the rest of you. Love yous. We love crypto. We love XRP. Internet of value. And all of you. Peace out, guys. Yeah. See you on the next one.